भारत के नाम को जो है बहुत ऊंचे स्तर तक ले जाएगा, ये मेरा प्रयास है।
The aim of IIU, International Internship University, is to lighten the burden of education, that is, free education, in which you will be given training through online process.
IIU यूनिवर्सिटी वन ऑफ इट्स काइंड वर्चुअल एवर यूनिवर्सिटी है, जहां पर आई थिंक 195 कंट्रीज में प्रेजेंस है, और ये बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक चीज़ है। अब तक शायद ऐसा पहले कभी नहीं हुआ है। इट हैज़ मेड द वर्ल्ड स्मॉलर, संसार बहुत छोटा हो गया है, बहुत आसानी से अप्रोचेबल हो गया है। कभी भी कहीं भी हम बच्चे बैठ करके पढ़ सकते हैं, और चाहे जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ों से अपने आप को रोकते थे, जोग्राफिकल रीज़न, फिनेंशियल रीज़न, और जो छोटी रुकावटें आज
Hello, can you hear me, Nada? Hello?
Yes, Alka. We see you.
All right.
I see you.
Perfect. Do we begin?
Yes, we can start.
Fantastic. So everyone, big hello, hola, konnichiwa, zadravo, zadrasi, bonjour, mabuhay, salam, namaste to all our friends from all over the globe, our honorables, gracious people, dignitaries, excellencies, speakers, ambassadors, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, and our honorables. A very warm welcome to this ISDG Conference 2021, organized by the one and the only, the International Internship University. I am Alka Mahajan. I will be your moderator for today's event, and I always feel that I am still learning, because I am a lifelong learner. Well, to start this event, let's seek the blessings, divine blessings from the Almighty, because whenever we begin an event, in order that the event may be a success, let's invoke the blessings of the Almighty, not only for the event, but also for all our successes in the future time, for all our accomplishments, for all our goals that we have in our mind. So, Team IIU, may we have the video, please? that was so graceful, a graceful presentation, very divine, very meaningful, and took us to another, world altogether. So now, after having that strength from the Almighty above, let us now move forward. It is rightly said, ladies and gentlemen, my dear honorables, that the secret to teamwork is that, common people achieve uncommon results because of good teamwork. And what is good teamwork all about? Together we can, together we will, and together we will learn, and together we will grow. That is the concept behind good, effective teamwork. So, this evening, or at this event, I would like to, it's an honor for me to be talking to you about all the people who work diligently, meticulously behind the scenes for this magnum opus to take shape. And who are those people? Let me introduce them to you. So I will first begin with the SDG committee members of IIU. They are Dr. Kalyani Rao, the head of the SDGs at IIU. We have Mr. Piyush Pandit. He is the co-founder and COO of the IIU. Roshni Lal, who is the trustee at IIU. Dr. Prachi Gaur, the country director and president, training and development, IIU. Miss Nada Ratkovic, a very good friend from Croatia. Dr. Pratibha Mishra from India. Dr. Satnam Doichakar, who's the co-founder from UK and IIU. Then we have Ms. Rabia Bhatia from India, Mona Angya, co-founder IIU Indonesia, Dr. Snigdha Kadam from India, and Ruchiji from India. Now talking about the leadership team. So the leadership team, Ms. Mona Angya from Indonesia, who's the co-founder, Dr. Satnam from United Kingdom, co-founder, vice president, honorary degrees council. Then we have Mr. Piyush Pandit, co-founder, chief operating officer, India. We have Mr. Jack William, co-founder and director, Humanity Affairs Paris. Mr. Nadil Nabil, co-founder, Northeast Africa. Mr. Stephen B, Australia, co-founder. Then when we talk about the President's Council, we have Ms. Pratibha Mishra, who is the President, International Advisory Council of IIU. Then we have Dr. Satnam, Vice President, Honorary Degrees Council from United Kingdom. Mr. Piyush Pandit, co-founder, India. Mr. Jack William, co-founder, Paris, France. Now talking about the Advisory Council, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mrs. Roshni Lal, a lifetime trustee and a social activist. Then we have Dr. Paran Somani, independent academic scholar from United Kingdom. We have Dr. Shauli Mukherjee, Director of Education and Dean Students Affairs, Adamas University, India. Ms. Pratibha Mishra, President, International Advisory Council of IIU India. Mr. Indrajit Ghosh, Social Studies teacher from India. Mr. Arup K. Mukhopadhyay from Imphal, India. Dr. Shankar Goenka, Chief Architect and Managing Director from India. Dr. Vijay Kumar S. Shah, Country Head Advisory Board, IIU India, and Dr. T.P. Shashi Kumar from India. Wonderful people, wonderful team. They are the people behind this magnum opus, International Internship University. Yes, thank you so much for the applause, even though they are virtual. Thank you. I see my friend, Dr. Vaishali. Thank you for the hearts, and I see a couple of them more. So thank you so much for that. Now, having said that, they say that life is an endless process of learning, and more learning, to strive, to seek, to find, and never ever to give up the learning process. I was just thinking that I am very excited to be hearing, so many speakers from so many parts of the world today, because we'll be discussing 2 SDG goals. And I am super excited to learn, to, understand, to absorb, to share, and, listen to the views of everyone. I would like to also increase and add to my knowledge. So I'm sure all of you are pretty excited as well. But before we go to our speakers, let me tell you something about International Internship University. So, International Internship University is building a better and brighter future for all young learners and committed to provide better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. IIU is metamorphosing education, the conventional education system by cutting down the additional costs and providing access to more than 10,000 courses and internships to the e-learners across 95 countries and 6 continents.
I've got a question.
Hello?
I don't think there's 95.
Nada, will you please mute someone? I think someone just interrupted.
Yes, I will mute all now. So
Except me, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Alka, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So I was talking, I'm still muted? No. All right. So I was talking about the 150 universities, offices all across the world. International Internship University, also the 6, it has its offices in 6 continents, and it is united in our commitment to provide exclusively free education to all the children and to the youth of this world under this global hub. Now, IIU has...
No one cares, you fucking wrinkly bitch.
And
just no one fucking cares. Like, go suck your dad off. No, actually stop.
All right. I hope I'm able to just... Thank you so much. I would request all of you to be on mute mode. And when you speak, unmute yourselves. But till the time you're on mute mode, please keep it that way, because it becomes very distracting when someone is speaking. Thank you so much. And I was saying that IIU has been accredited and affiliated with the World Education Organization and collaborated with all the world's top universities and educational institutions through the platform of Massive Open Online Courses, MOOC. IIU is providing various certificate, diploma, graduation, post-graduation diploma, post-graduation courses, and honorary doctorates. IIU has received many accreditations as per international standards for their innovation, vision, creative ideas, research, white papers publication, as well as national patents. Now, talking about SDGs, I would like to throw some light on them. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Thus, IIU invites all the interested stakeholders, innovative SDG leaders, schools, colleges, universities, organizations, government and non-government organizations for goal-wise deliverables. We have been all these days, witnessing the plethora of ideas and knowledge delivered in 5 languages by 500 plus experienced speakers, change makers, and will become a part of this historic conference, showcasing the SDG goals aligned with the 5 pillars. Thus, IIU invites all the interested stakeholders, innovative SDG leaders, schools, colleges, universities to be a part. And now I'm sure that we are being part of this, and all of us are going to learn so much that by the end of it, we will have many new competencies and tactics that we can put into action right away. Now, one such conference and indeed a boon to our society is given by the collaborative efforts of the co-founders of IIU and the versatile and ebullient genius, Mr. Iiu-Isdgc. Now, my dear ladies and gentlemen, honorables, excellencies, ambassadors, let us move on to our keynote speakers who will be sharing their ideas, their views, their techniques, their ventures, and much, much more. So today we will be having two goals, the discussion of two goals, SDG 16 and SDG 17. Peace, justice, and strong institutions, and SDG 17, partnerships for the goals. So if we want peace, we must work for justice. We were born to unite with our fellow men and to join in community with the human race. More than ever before in human history, we share a common destiny. We can master it only if we face it together. And face it together, we definitely will. Now coming to our very first speaker for the day, Dr. Kasturi Naik, all the way from the country where you have the wonder, one of the wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal. So Dr. Kasturi Naik, may we have you on screen, and please unmute yourself and say hello or namaste so that we know that you are here. Dr. Kasturi, namaste, are you there? Nada, is Dr. Kasturi?
No, she isn't. I'm checking. I have few people who are saying that they can't come in. Please, Alka, we can go to Dr. Vaishali.
All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker for today's event is a very good friend of mine. She is a subject expert. She's an environmentalist. She's an educator. She's a healer. Yes, she's full of positivity, a very noble soul. My friend from the land of the Taj Mahal, Dr. Vaishali Tripathi. Dr. Vaishali, namaste to you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and namaste to everyone present here. Thank you so much, Alka ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction. First, I would like to pay my sincere gratitude to Piyush Pandit sir for organizing such a wonderful conference. And all these 17 goals have been so much knowledgeable. Thank you, Nada, for trusting me and giving me a chance to come over here and share my words. Thank you, Rabia Bhatia ma'am, for giving another opportunity. And thank you, everyone who are here to hear me. Thank you so much. So, Alka ma'am, I would like to share my screen, if you please allow me.
Sure. Nada, we can allow...
Yes, you can, Dr. Vaishali.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Please let me know if you can see the screen.
I'll let you know, Dr. Vaishali. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So today we have gathered here to speak something about SDG goal number 16, that is peace, justice, and strong institutions. So what is the purpose of SDG goal number 16? Well, Mother Teresa had said, we do not need guns and bombs to bring peace, but we need love and compassion. And it's absolutely true. So the first purpose of SDG 16 is to promote peaceful activities. Well, mind plays a very important role for everything, be it rape, violence, drug abuse, or anything. So it is utmost important that these activities which our mind is playing should be controlled. So how can we control our mind? So for that, you can meditate, you can engage your mind in book reading, you can listen to good music, and you can attend some good webinars and book writing, hobby classes, etc. Once the mind is controlled, everything falls in place and there is peace all around. Other than that, one can also attend some peace rallies or organizations. Don't be a spectator when there is fight going on, because it will create more problems. And instead of that, you can just stop the fight, or you can keep yourself away and not talk much about it. Join any organization who is working in the field. Don't hesitate to accept mistakes and say, I'm sorry, because sometimes a small sorry can even end anything. Don't deliver statements on religious issues. Don't spread news, because fake news can also create a lot of violence and it can hamper the peace of country or nation. Respect yourself and respect others' caste, religion, food, culture as well. Because once you're going to respect yourself, definitely a respect for others will develop. Now, what is the next goal is reduce violence. Now, violence happens when there is state of denial, frustration, desires to reach higher posts, TV shows, and some abusive movies. Violence can be domestic, criminal, official, political, religious, terrorist, and revolutionary violence, which we have gone through. In spite of having sound legal framework in India, still we have many cases against women and children. Globally, an estimated 736 million women, almost 1 in 3, have been subjected to intimate partner violence, non-partner sexual violence, or both at least once in their lifetime. So you can imagine how the situation for women is there. 137 women are killed by a member of their family every day. So this is also very alarming. At least 155 countries have passed laws on domestic violence, India being one of them. 140 have laws on sexual harassment in workplace. Not only women, but children are also part of getting involved in violence at domestic levels and school levels also. We have seen many cases where in school, small kids were killed by their own senior students. Corruption and bribery also affects many families. Lust for money and lust for body, it creates a lot of corruption and bribery. Now, how you can reduce it? Well, you can encourage others to resolve conflict peacefully. You can encourage your family to become members of neighborhood watch programs. Whenever there is some issues going around your neighborhood, please don't just watch it. Go and inform your police. Report any act of violence you witness. Don't be a mute spectator. Become an advocate, a supporter of safety and victims' rights. If it's said a woman is a form of goddess, then at least respect her. She is not a material thing to be misused. Avoid watching such movies or serials that may provoke negative thoughts, as thoughts act as fuel to violence. Being women, respect fellow women, as women are also found to be behind many violence cases. Don't misuse your liberty, respect, and support your husband, son, or boyfriend or friend. Educate everyone and let the women and children know what laws are there to fight against such cases. Don't be a mute spectator or mute sufferer. Share your problems to get proper solutions. Talk to a psychologist and visit a doctor. Avoid religious talks and don't misuse social media. Stop misuse of guns. Guns are for your safety and not to take life. Next is access to justice. In India, the judiciary is overburdened due to large number of pending cases, with backlog touching about 35 million in June 2019, 31 million cases pending in subordinate courts, 4.3 million in high courts, and 58,669 cases in Supreme Court. The government has taken conscious efforts to end discrimination and exclusion of people belonging to different socio-economic status. In India, every citizen has the right to justice through courts. You can go from subordinate courts to Supreme Courts. Even for disabled persons, there is right of Person with Disabilities Act 2016. So you can go there as well. Article 39A of Constitution of India is also free legal to all the poor and weaker sections of the society, so that they also get justice for all the happenings they are suffering from. There are around 1248 laws which you can use. India has prioritized the strengthening of justice through government initiatives, including Pragati Platform, a public grievance redressal system, and the development of infrastructural facility for judiciary, including Gram Nyayalayas or for villages. Reduce illicit financial arm flows, strengthen the recovery and return the stolen assets, and combat all forms of organized crimes. Next is accountable and transparent institutions. Well, Indian parliamentary system is the most vibrant, and the central government is accountable and answerable to parliament as it represents the public. So transparency is powerful force that when consistently applied can help fight corruption. improve governance, and promote accountability. The right to education, as we all know, RTI, has strengthened the ability and transparency of public institutions. We can easily go and ask for our rights. The government of India has taken noteworthy technology-driven initiatives such as Digital India campaign and the Pragati platforms, where you can readdress your issues. ICMA, that is the Institute of Cost and Management Accountants, has worked with local governments and counterpart associations around the world to promote improved local government transparencies and accountability. ICMA has also been given a task of National Education Policy 2020 to contribute in accounting, education, and general business and management education in our country. Next is legal identity for all. A legal identity is the legal registration and documentation of a person that enables that person to access rights, benefits, and responsibilities in their country. In India, we have Aadhaar registrations or unique identification number, in which approximately 1280 million people have their own numbers. It has enabled 237 million beneficiaries to access benefits under various government schemes. As of 2018, the level of registrations of birth is 89.1%, and approximately 19 states have 10% birth registration, and 11% have 90% registration. So this is also a legal document which you always have with you. A PAN number is also given for those who are in India and they are paying the income taxes. So these are your legal identities. What are the challenges for completing this SDG Goal 16 is one of the biggest challenges inadequacy of comprehensive and disaggregated data. So there is the data is not complete and it is not comprehensive. So we need to accumulate the data as much as possible. Other than this, the reporting of violence is also not there. If there is any violence taking place in your own home also, you will hesitate and go talk about it. So reporting of the cases is also not there. And it is essential to push for efforts to improve the ability of comprehensive and updated data. Under Aadhaar also, you will see that there is privacy and security concerns. So this is also a main concern of SDG 16. Now, I alone cannot walk. I need your support so that we together can fight against all the events happening around us, be it in mind or in heart or on our body. Let's fight with the egos first. Control our thoughts and mind, control our desires so that a peaceful society can develop where no woman or child will be sexually or physically abused, where there will be no terrorism, where there will be no fights on religion, and where there will be no orphanages. A world full of happiness, love, equality, smiles, and positivity all around. Yes, the true meaning of peace will come into place that day. So peace begins from within. If you are not peaceful inside, the world you see will be chaotic. So thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. Love, definitely. You began with Mother Teresa's quote that, you know, the world needs more of love. The world needs more of peace. And if we need more of love and peace in this world, then it's actually we need to train our mind. We need to think from within ourselves, because until and unless we think from within and we master our emotions, nothing can really happen. And we should not just be bystanders. When we see any kind of injustice happening, we should try to do something about it and not just talk about it. So that was a wonderful presentation. So many facts, so much of content. Thank you so much, Dr. Vishali. You made a point very well. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
Namaste. All right, let's move on to our next speaker for this evening. Our next speaker for this evening comes from the land of Buddhist temples, you know, beautiful Buddhist temples, that is Nepal. He is an educator, he is a blogger, a writer, Mr. Jaku Prasad Bharti. So Mr. Jaku, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, ma'am. I'm so glad. Thank you.
Finally, I get to see you. So please.
Nice to be here.
Hello.
co-host Alka Maharjan, Dr. Singh Khavan,
Namaste.
Nada. Namaste and good evening from Nepal. This is me, Gati Jaku, a senior English language teacher and a blogger as well as a writer. It's my pleasure to talk on the issue. I'm so glad, and as I was invited by Nada, and I'm going to give my short speech right here. On the goal 16, we have a very intellectual and very insightful topic, sustainable goals. And in goal number 16, I got peace, justice, and strong institutions. We cannot hope for sustainable development without peace, stability, human rights, and effective governance based on the rule of law. Yet our world is increasingly divided. Some regions enjoy peace, security, prosperity, while others fall in seemingly endless cycles of conflict and violence. This is not invisible and must be addressed. Armed violence and insecurity have a destructive impact on our country's development, affecting economic growth and often resulting in grievances that last for generations. Sexual violence, crime, exploitation, and torture are also prevalent where there is no conflict. Where there is conflict or no rule of law, and countries must take measures to protect those who are most at risk. The SDG aims to significantly reduce all the form of violence and work with governments and communities to end conflict and insecurity. Promoting the rule of law and human rights are key to this process, as is reducing the flow of illicit arms and strengthening the participation of development countries in the institution of global governments. As we are moving in this very immense, very important topic, that we have to consider that we have to maintain peace and harmony everywhere, because it's a we all have the right to pursue happiness, and without peace, without justice, and without strong institutions, no professors, no women, no children are safe enough. Therefore, we have to make sure that every country and every people has right to get that type of justice and equality everywhere. And we have seen that many people have been the victim of various domestic violence, sexual abuse, and torture, and so many physical and mental problems. Therefore, they have to be given due respect, and their voice should be heard, and their voice should be introduced, and they should be made inclusive in all the aspect of rights and duties. Besides their gender orientations and other things. It's Nepal is a developing country. There are so many problems related to human transparency, as well as upgrading the lifestyle of people, because as Nepalese political system is unstable during this time, and also it has very greatly affected by the COVID-19. Here people are obliged, people have so many problems, and lots of problems are emerging everywhere, especially the women, the vulnerable communities, the marginalized group are the true victim of this from these sufferers. Therefore, their rights should be guaranteed. They are to be given proper rights, and they are to be secured in their own positions, and they shouldn't be harmed, or they shouldn't be used or enforced in any activities despite their willings. Okay. And I'm so thankful and so much grateful for presenting this type of wonderful sessions and giving me an opportunity to speak on the issue, on the very important, very crucial topic, which is supposed very useful for this time. And congratulations to all the valued participants, and then I'm so grateful to all the organizing team, as well as value and then respected hosts and co-hosts. And thank you so much. I would like to conclude my short opinions right here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And I do agree with you when you say that happiness is an inside job, and the more we spread it, the more we get it. And if we really want peace all around, and if we really want happiness, then lots of things, negative things that are happening should come to a halt. And again, that will happen only by we taking the first step. So wonderful information. That was Mr. Jaku. It was wonderful. And now let's move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is from the nation with a rich history, Russia, Mr. Nadezhda Ivanova. So, Mr. Ivanova, may we have you on the screen, and will you please unmute yourself? Mr. Ivanova from Russia.
No, Alka, she isn't here.
He isn't there. All right, so I'll go on to our next speaker. I do see Miss Hussaina Abu Bakr. So from the Fashion, Technological and Creative Hub in Africa, which is Nigeria, we have with us Miss Hussaina Abu Bakr. So hello there, Miss Hussaina.
Yeah.
Yes, Sanu. Is it Sanu?
Sanu, yeah.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. How are you this evening? How are you this evening?
I am doing very well. I'm presently in the States, in the US, and this is just 7:09 a.m. So I'm good this morning.
Wonderful, wonderful to know that. So are you all set to share your thoughts with us?
Yes, I am.
Perfect, and we're ready to listen to your thoughts.
All right. Thank you very much, Iiu, the panelists, the audience. I feel very humbled to take the floor to discuss on SDG 16. And I would love to focus more on the children, to look at the practices to protect the children with issues of sale and sexual exploitation. The sustainable practices SDG 16.2 precisely, that is to end all forms of violence against children. I have had some practical experience in dealing with issues under SDG 16 and in particular SDG 16.2, which relates to violence. I have always heard about violence, but haven't heard children pronounced most of the times. It is always young people, and that is it about it. I think that is one of the problems. Children are, by definition, vulnerable. You all will agree with me that some children are even more vulnerable than others. I am talking about the migrant children, the refugee children, children with disabilities, children from the minorities, the LGBTI children, children detained in prisons, institutions, and so on. Those are the children who are more left behind than the others, and they are made invisible by adults who surround them. Access to justice is a big issue for children who have no legal identity. Issues for children who have no legal identity, and these children are much more liable to sale, to sexual exploitation, to trafficking. We know sexual violence is ubiquitous. It affects wealthy countries, poor countries, and we don't even have specific data for this. What we do know is that it is evolving. There is continuing abuse of children online, sexual abuse of children in the context of traveling and tourism, the traditional child abuse, which is child prostitution, which is very rampant and based on demand factor. We all really need to focus on prevention if we care about children. We need to worry more about the best interest of the children. We have to worry about non-discrimination. All children should benefit from all the guarantees to safeguard them from these crimes. Children cannot report sexual abuse because of fear and also family threats. Even as most of these things take place in the circle of trust. Even if these children are reporting, they are not being followed up by the law enforcement or the judges, simply because they are not taken seriously. I suggest every country should have a prevailing child-sensitive justice system, which allows children to talk, to speak out, and also those that need urgent response should be responded to as accordingly. There is a total disconnect between the perceived injustice and in respect of these crimes and the rate of convictions. This is something that is in the knowledge of both the civil societies and the government. So clearly, work has to be done on this data at the heart of any accountability efforts. I have a few recommendations to make with regards to this 16.2, SDG 16.2. One, social tolerance. How does the legislation light on the child abuse? What does the private industry provide? What does the media provide? How does the civil society address these issues? Another one is partnership. Partnership are crucial. There are roadmaps to issues of sexual abuse on children by for instance, the We Protect Global. Let there be network with these professionals, share insight, collaborate to develop new solutions. And we all need to be advocating for these approaches for a digital world protecting children from sexual exploitation and abuses. Another recommendation I would love to give is let's all communicate, raise awareness of these SDG 16.2 issues, the agenda for sustainable development to end all forms of violence against the children, the vulnerable. Host a turning point dialogue, share key facts, host educational webinars or conferences as this. Thank you, IIU. I must commend your efforts. Let's all raise our voices and hold leaders to account. Start a letter writing campaign, sign petitions, join campaigns by local NGOs, and use social medias to raise awareness on SDG 16.2, mostly violence against the vulnerable children. Let there be partnership among the various governments, the various institutions, the United Nations, the UNDP, all parastatals, all public and private sectors for development and a way of sustaining our planet Earth. I know if all this I have said are put into consideration, the world is ours for the taking again. Thank you all for listening.
That was wonderful. I love the fact that you focus so much on the children because they're the most vulnerable section of the society. And the fact that if we can all collaborate, form partnerships, have tie-ups with the local NGOs, really painstakingly work for our children who are the future of any nation, of the entire globe, then only we can, go towards our goal, our mission of achieving love and peace everywhere. And we have to stop all the violence against them. Whatever happens, we have to stop that, and we have to work hard to stop that. So not just saying it will happen, but yes, like the points you gave, very effective. We must keep those points in mind and move ahead. So thank you so much, all the way from the US now, early morning. Those were wonderful power thoughts coming from you. Thank you. And, take good care of yourself. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next speaker. I am going to be inviting now Professor Dr. General Ebhoria Usiholo Charles from Nigeria. Professor Charles, are you there? I was told by my friend that you are.
Yes, he was here, but maybe he now lost the connection.
Okay, so I'll move on to our next speaker in that case. Maybe he will join in. All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you to the land, which is a beautiful place. I love it because you get to see a lot of India in that country. So it's Malaysia. And from Malaysia, we have Captain Dr. Dinisha Bhardwaj Singh. So Captain Dr. Dinisha, may we have you on the screen? And can you unmute yourself and say hello to us?
A very, very good evening, Ms. Alka, and to the entire forum present here. One thing I would like to congratulate everyone is the idea which has been taken and brought forward, because it calls for all our responsibility for today and forever. It starts now. Allow me screen sharing if at all it is not there. And I'll quickly present. How much time I have?
5 minutes. Captain Denise.
All right. All right. I'm sharing the screen. Can you give me the rights? Okay, I have.
Yes.
Just a second. Well, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And I am Captain Dr. Dinisha. So I will look at a perspective which I have got from mind and heart. I will talking which we can just see even if we are an organization or as a common person. And then I will bring it forward. I'm not going to take any data or any information. I will talk about something in a very, very common perspective. So let us see this. I have divided this in 5 parts. What we need to do, what the countries and various organizations and governance of those organizations need to do, what various bodies of the world have to take care, and ultimately it is call for humanity. Now the time is there for us to analyze why this need came up to talk about sustainable development. It means the development we are doing is not sustainable. It is troubling one or the other segment, living or semi-living. So then there is a need of analyzing, and we all do analyze that academically, technically, tactically. But we analyze keeping us in center. My request to the House is, when we analyze, let us go for true analysis. When we are not keeping ourselves in center, rather we keep the rest of the segment in center and we revolve around it. And that is going to be a true analysis. Now, how this true analysis is going to happen? This true analysis is going to happen in these 2 ways. When we talk about rights, do we talk about our duties, or we all of us start talking about rights? Yes, we talk about rights for all, but again we keep us in center and talk about rights. Do we talk about rights for all? Yes, I think we talk about rights, but no, we don't talk about rights in a true sense. But then if I go on various organizations across the globe, various ideologies, various thought process, then partially it is a selective ideology when we talk about the universal rights. And some of you would stand to say yes, some of you would choose to be quiet to accept the fact that our ideologies are very selective and self-centered when we talk about rights. So what is required here? We talk about the issues, feel good and go home. I have spoken on a very good topic, sustainable development goals. And I have really taken the setup into right stride. Everybody was very, very happy what I spoke. No, friends, there is a requirement beyond that. There is a requirement of awakening. Now, what is that? It is a call for countries and governance. When we need to talk about sustainable goals, sometimes I may think, yes, this is there and this is not there, or this should be there and this should not be taken up like that. But sometimes, rather most of the times, it revolves around the policies. So this is a very, very broader perspective. I am talking starting from a broader perspective and narrowing down upon to something which I'm keeping a secret. because I have to finish in 5 minutes. Yes. So what are these policies we need to talk about and review? Where are we talking about sustainable development? Are we actually talking about peace and justice for all? Or if we are doing that, what are the ideologies these things are based upon? And ultimately, are we getting benefited of these ideologies? What are we gaining and what are we losing doing it? I'm leaving you all with question. And ultimately, what is the goal? Is it that we do something else and we talk something else to cover it up? The question goes back to you. There is a call for universal governing bodies. I won't name, but there is a call for universal governing bodies. It's a big question. Being from forces, when my own near and dear stands and sits at border, what are the questions of peace which we talk about and which we feel over there? What are these regulations? How are we executing them? Is there a discrimination? If I'm a governing body, you are suiting to my requirements. Am I having a policy different to you and different to others? And how that can be checked? This is an open question, ladies and gentlemen, which I raise here. I don't hold the power to do so. But since we are there on a forum where we dare to discuss on this sustainable goals, it means I feel the responsibility to speak truth. Speaking truth is also a big responsibility. How that can be checked? Ultimately, I'm converging from the universal organization to governing bodies to call for responsibility and understanding. I'm converging it a call to humanity. We all would accept that the entire humanity and understanding is being governed by the governance and the regulations of various governing bodies across the globe. Whether it is policy of a country X, policy of a country Y, policy of a country Z, or an overall governing body. But somewhere, do you feel that there is a discrimination? If yes, that discrimination across the globe for all the countries to stop. We look for humanity, we look for peace, we look for the sustainable development, but we look for the same in others. You, Mr. X, should be doing this. You, Mr. Y, should be doing this. This country should be doing this. I should be enjoying the peace goal of everything. So there is a question which need to be understood by everyone. It is a time to introspect truly if we are actually interested in development and going for the sustainable development goals. And then act rather than talking and going home, rather than my platform and dashboard highlighting that, yes, I support sustainable goals and I do whatever pleases me. It cannot happen that way. Let humanity prevail once for all. But how can that happen? This is a small call for all of us. We, the humans, are ruling this planet. I would quote the Alexander the Great, people say. I read somewhere and he quoted, when I die, keep my hands outside of my coffin. Why? Because people should know I conquered the world, but I came barehanded, empty-handed, and I'm going empty-handed. Is this ideology being followed at various levels? The ideology of each country is that peace is restricted to me. I should feel good, but let me conquer across. I'm not the right person again. But is it that if I'm not the right person, I should not have the ideas to prevail? We, the humans, are ruling this planet. We need to check. Humans are the governance. Humans are the bodies. Humans are the creators of all these policies. We need to check the entire concept of sustainability, and that should be understood that it starts with us. Let us start with each one of us. Let it instead of converging as I converged it from universal bodies to the countries, to the governance, to humanity and to humans. Rather, let it diverge from humans to the countries and governing bodies, and let humanity prevail, because it is live and let live policy. We can all enjoy the sustainability. I was seeing the internet other day, and there was a country which doesn't have an army. I forgot the name. This is a small country across the globe which doesn't have army at all. We think that let others do duty and let us live peacefully. It cannot happen. We all need to understand our responsibility towards the world, towards the globe, and then only probably we truly, in true words, can say that yes, we are partners in sustainable development. We are partnering in goals of the sustainable development. We are doing our duty. Let us start with ourselves, and then probably we can tell others to do it. Thank you so much. Jahed.
That was indeed a power-packed presentation, very insightful and very thought-provoking. And yes, humanity has to start from each and every one of us. And everyone should be very mindful of the kind of role they have to play. It is not only a particular segment responsibility of ensuring sustainability, but rather it is each and everyone's responsibility. So let's keep that in mind. And thank you, Captain Denisha, for reiterating that we all mindful of our rights as well as duties. So it doesn't only end with rights. We need to be mindful of the duties. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next speaker. After such an insightful and powerful presentation, I move on to a very dear friend, a true humanitarian, a very good speaker, a smiling face from the country that believes in unity and diversity. And I'm talking of India, Mrs. Kalpana Dixit, Dr. Kalpana Dixit. A big welcome, Dr. Dixit. And namaste, you are muted. Dr. Dixit, you are muted. No, Dr. Dixit, you are still muted.
I will try to unmute her.
Hello.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yes, okay. Now it is. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and namaste. Salam. I am Dr. Kalpana Dixit from India, NLP Leadership Coach and Research Supervisor, Barkatullah University, Bhopal. Here today, I am going to share my presentation on the SDG 16, SDG Goal 16, represent peaceful and inclusive world as well as the strong workplace. So can you please permit me to share my presentation now? Okay. Am I sharing my screen?
It doesn't start it yet.
Can I share? Yeah.
Dr. Kalpana, you can share it, but we don't see it yet. Okay, it's now okay.
Yeah, I support Goal 16, peace, justice, and strong institution. Goal 16 designed a peace, justice, and strong institution. It is promote peaceful and inclusive society for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Why SDG 16 is so important? It is important because the number of people fleeing war, presentation, and conflict exceeds 17 million in 2018, the highest level recorded by the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, in almost 70 years. In 2019, the United Nations said 357 killings and 30 enforced disappearance of human rights defenders, journalists, and trade unions in 47 countries. COVID-19 implication further setting global peace and security. 60% of countries have present overcrowding, risking the spread of COVID-19. 127 countries have adopted right to information or freedom of information laws already in 2019. The number of people fleeing war, persuasion, and conflict exceeded 79.5 million, the highest level over recorded. Target 16.1, actually this SDG goal 16 has mainly 12 or 13 targets. The target 16.1 significantly reduce all forms of violence and related death rates everywhere. Indicator 16.11, number of victims of international homicide per 1,000 billion population by sex and age. Indicator 16.12, conflict-related death per 1,000 population by sex, age, and cause. Indicator 16.1.3, proportion of population subjected to physical violence, psychological violence, and sexual violence in the previous 12 months. Indicator 16.14, proportion of population that feel safe walking around the area they live. Next one is target 16.2. Target 16.2 indicates and abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and all forms of violence against and torture of children. Indicator 16.2.1, proportion of children aged 1 to 17 years who experience any physical punishment and or psychological aggression by caregiver in the past month. Indicator 16.2.2, number of victims of human trafficking per 100 million population by sex, age, and form of exploitation. Indicator 16.2.3, proportion of young women and men aged 18 to 29 years who experience sexual violence by age. Indicator 16.3, promote the rule of law at the national and international level and ensure equal access to justice for all. Indicator 16.31, proportion of victims of violence in the previous 12 months who reported their victimization to competent authorities or other officially recognized conflict resolution mechanism. Indicator 16.3.2, unsentenced detained as a proportion of overall prison population. It is indicated that proportion of the population who have experienced a dispute in the past 2 years and who assess a formal or informal dispute resolution mechanism by type of mechanism. Indicator 16D1, it promotes and enforces non-discriminatory laws and policies for sustainable development. It also indicates proportion of population reporting having personally felt discriminated against or harassed in the previous 12 months on the basis of a ground of discrimination prohibited under international human rights law. Indicator 16.4.2, total value of inward and outward illicit financial flow in current United States dollars. Indicator 16.5.2, indicator 16.5.2, proportion of business that had allowed at least one contact with a public official and that paid a bribe to a public official or were asked for a bribe by those public officials during the previous 12 months. 16.7, ensure target 16.6, develop effective, accountable, transparent institutions at all levels. Indicator 16.61, primary government expenditure as a proportion of original approved budget by sector or by budget code or similar. Indicator 16.6.2, proportion of population satisfied with their least experience of public services. Then 16.7, ensure the responsive, inclusive, participatory, and representative decision making at all levels. Indicator 16.7.1, proportion of position in national and local institutions, including the legislature, the public services, and the judiciary, compared to national distribution by sex, age, person with disability, and population. Indicator 16.7.2, proportion of population who believe decision making is inclusive and responsive by sex, age, disability, and population group. Target 6.8, broaden and strengthen the participation of developing countries in the institution of global governance. Indicator 16.8.1, proportion of members and voting rights of developing countries in international organizations. Then 16.9, by 2030 provide legal identity for all, including birth registration. Indicator 16.9.1, proportion of children under 5 years of age whose birth have been registered with a civil authority by age. In this way, we are on the target 16.1.0, ensure public access to information and protect fundamental freedoms in accordance with national legislation and international agreement. Indicator 16.10.1, number of verified cases of killing, kidnapping, disappearance, arbitrary detention, and torture of journalists, associated media, personal trade unions, and human rights advocates in the previous 12 months. Indicator 16.10.2, number of countries that adopt and implement constitutional, statutory, and or policy guarantee for public access to information. So in this way, we are coming on now last the target 16.8, strengthen relevant national institutions, including through international cooperation for building capacity at all levels, in particular in developing countries, to prevent violence and combat terrorism and crime. So in this way, I have been explained all the targets and goals of SDG 16, and I would like to encourage that if we will live peacefully in global world, we will live inclusively in global world, and if we will support the strong workplace, then definitely we must be able to achieve the SDG 16 globally, nationally, internationally. Thank you once and all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kalpana. I mean, your slides were a huge hit. There was so much of information on them that when I was reading the chat box and everybody wanted your slides, they were asking, in fact, requesting whether you could share your slides with them. And a lot of appreciation you were getting for your slides because it had a whole lot of information, facts, and that is something that we also need to know if we need to understand the situation, the real depth and gravity of the situation. But very well made points, very factual based, and it was a pleasure listening to you. Thank you so much. A big dhanyavad.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to our next speaker, a very dear friend of mine, all from the land of Greece, you know, beautiful beaches, beautiful scenery, picturesque and serene, Miss Rania Lampu. Hello, Rania.
Hello, good evening to all.
How are you this evening?
I'm great here at work.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We are eager to listen to you.
Okay, today I will talk about the peace education, which is related to my international project. So may I share my presentation briefly?
Okay.
Can you see now our presentation?
Yes, we can.
So, so the COVID pandemic is the defining global health crisis of our time and the greatest challenge we have faced since World War II. It has been the most disruptive infection outbreak of the 21st century, but the pandemic is much more than a health crisis. It's also an unprecedented socioeconomic crisis that has the potential to create devastating social, economic, and political effects that will leave deep and long-standing scars. So COVID threatens peace-building gains. Therefore, commitment to sustaining peace is now more urgent than ever. The pandemic has highlighted rights and liberties that have been taken for granted, such as the freedom of movement and association were revoked and social values reoriented. It also became obvious that the world lacks an effective approach to deal with such a crisis. So observing the crisis and its impact through a human rights lens puts a focus on how it is affecting people on the ground, particularly the most vulnerable among us, and what can be done about it now and in the long term. Guaranteeing human rights for everyone poses a challenge for every country around the world to a different degree, yet the impact of these rights is real. Unemployment of food and security, widespread closure of schools, reduction of care protection services for children, strategies to contain a virus are difficult for homeless or residents of slums. And the is sweeping through populous high-density informal settlements and refugees. Therefore, this crisis raises particular concerns for tension, and that could provoke civil unrest. Here we have also the problem of vaccinations also. In addition, many migrant refugees and displaced children face challenges in accessing health care. However, as I say always in my presentations, I believe that the COVID pandemic is a great resetter because it's an opportunity to bring forward long-awaited reforms, and this pandemic has created opportunities for peace and can provide actually a pretext to adopt repressive measures for purposes existing human rights concerns are related to the pandemic. So the instability and fear that the pandemic engenders is exacerbating human rights problems such as discrimination against certain groups, hate speech, xenophobia, attacks and forced returns of refugees and asylum seekers, mistreatment of migrants, sexual, gender-based violence. You know how domestic violence has increased, as well as limited access to sexual and reproductive health and rights, conflicts, etc. So when human rights are needed to navigate the crisis in a way that will allow us as soon as possible to focus again on achieving equitable, sustainable development and sustaining peace. So this crisis exacerbated humanitarian crisis, potentially aggravating unrest and conflict. In response, authorities employed containment measures, including social isolation and business closures, resulting in a sharp economic downturn. So COVID has affected countries, regardless of the levels of socioeconomic development, unlike other epidemics this century, which have mostly impacted countries with low to medium levels of positive peace. And here, it's interesting to see the difference between positive peace and negative peace. Negative peace refers to the absence of violence. It is negative because something undesirable stopped happening. For instance, violence stopped. And positive peace is filled with positive content such as restoration of relationships, the creation of social systems that serve the needs of the whole population, and the constructive resolution of conflict. And peace does not mean the total absence of any conflict. It just means the absence of violence in all forms and the unfolding of conflict in a constructive way. Peace therefore exists where people are interacting non-violently and are managing their conflict positively with respectful attention to the legitimate needs and interests of all concerned. So the pandemic shifts patterns of violence throughout the globe. There have been reports of higher usage of suicide, of mental health disorders, or domestic violence as a result of social isolation. And countries that have invested in protecting economic and social rights are likely to be more resilient. Countries that are most likely to recover quickly from the pandemic are those who had strong performances and good relations with neighbors and sound business environment before the crisis. Therefore, the two factors that will assist countries in the post-pandemic recovery are those who have high levels of positive peace. That means that they guarantee effective institutions, social cohesion, and transparent representative governments, and favorable economic conditions before the pandemic. These are the pillars most heavily affected by COVID. In addition, well-functioning governments and high levels of human capital were influential in mitigating the effects of the pandemic. It's interesting to hear the Global Peace Index, which is the world's leading measure of global peacefulness, and it has also developed the Positive Peace Index, which measures the attitudes, institutions, and structures that create and sustain peaceful societies. So the Positive Peace Index provides guidance on the future peacefulness of countries, their resilience, which in the COVID era is increasingly important, and long-term prospects for recovery. Most of the indicators of this index are likely to be negatively impacted by the COVID pandemic. So many countries where resources allow have taken targeted measures to mitigate economic and social impact of the crisis on the most vulnerable. Some other countries have temporarily granted the residency rights to all migrants as asylum seekers in a regular situation to give them full access to their country's health care. Others have made all coronavirus treatment free to all. Measures have been adopted in some countries to protect the vulnerable groups, including persons with disabilities and homeless people. And it's interesting how UNESCO organized a campaign, My COVID Story, to provide a space for young people and men around the world to share their views, experiences, and initiatives. And the COVID has given youth the opportunity here to strengthen empathy, solidarity, and resilience. We can see here how a Zongo High School student who says that misleading biased information, conspiracy theories have resulted in hatred and racism, and how killing another student describes all that hashtags that label Chinese people as murderers. So we can obviously COVID is undermining sustainable development at a time in which efforts need to be accelerated to implement sustainable development goals. And within this framework, I believe that only peace education is of utmost importance. Education plays a crucial role in building defenses of peace in the minds of people. It aims at the total development of a child, tries to inculcate higher human and social values, and it's holistic. It embraces physical, emotional, intellectual growth of children within a framework deeply rooted in traditional human values, because it's based on the philosophy that teaches love and compassion. And peace education is also skill building. It empowers children to creative and non-destructive ways to settle conflict and to live in harmony with others. And schools that can implement peace education develop more humanistic management approach, improve standard of quality in teaching, facilitate socialization through participation, help a healthy emotional development in students, develop creativity, and promote noble ideas such as friendship, generosity, etc. So education, governments, and decision policy makers need to incorporate peace education in all curricula and the development of teaching materials, because inclusion of peace values and activities will make subjects more meaningful and interesting to learners in many ways, and it will increase the quality of teaching. Personally, I am a STEM instructor. I'm trying to promote STEM education, especially in developing countries. And trying this way to promote positive peace through my project, because positive peace is based on sustainable investment, stability, and high standards of living. My water and food project were addressed to African countries that suffered from all these advantages of negative peace. My recent one was about COVID, and my most recent one is called Gender-Based Violence, Why Peace is a Much Better Option, which is inspired by high rates of gender-based violence in Nigeria. It has started to be implemented there with great success. So I believe that as our world become more connected, countries prioritizing peace education will make significant advances in alleviating poverty and sustain economic, cultural, and societal growth. Thank you. I forgot to say that I have written recently a program about environmental education, which will be launched in Greek schools. It's called SOS, with changing this climate. Here in Greece, we have problems with fires and arsons recently because of climate change. So students should be sensitized about this. It's original because it combines STEM education with arts, environmental awareness. All these projects have so far received over 100 awards. For this project, I was selected among the best teachers in the world and as a global icon. Thank you very much for your attention.
Sas Efkarista.
Do you learn Greek?
Yeah, I learned it for you. You were wonderful. And I loved the fact that you emphasized so much on peace education because it was still overlooked. But I think after the pandemic, if there is more of peace education, even taught in the educational institutions and with lots of projects to the same effect, like you were talking about STEM education, I think, you know, the resilience levels of children, youngsters, educators, people all over the globe, you know, because that is something which is needed. It's a need of the hour that, you know, we are able to bounce back and bounce back with full force. Wonderful presentation, wonderful thoughts coming from beautiful you. Thank you so much, Sas.
Emma, you know, I'm starting a PhD now about this topic. About peace education, so I will have a lot to present in the future about this.
Yes, I'm sure. And maybe next time you can also give the details about it. I'm sure. These platforms, I mean, it's a wonderful platform, and I think we will have more such programs in future. So thank you so much. Lovely connecting with you over here. So thank you. Take care. And ladies and gentlemen, honorables, dignitaries, ambassadors, let's move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Dr. Lopamudra Priyadarshini, all the way from India. Dr. Lopamudra, are you there?
Hi, Alka. Very good evening. Yes, I am here. Traveling though. But...
Yes, we were waiting for you. Can you please, can we see you? I mean, I cannot see you yet. There.
Yeah, that's the level of lighting I do have while traveling.
Okay, no problems, no problems. Wonderful. Thank you for being here, and we are eagerly waiting to listen to your views.
Thank you. You are very kind, Alka. That's very nice to hear you during all the conversation here.
Thank you.
Let us begin. Hello, and everyone. Good evening and namaste from India. As Alka ji said, my name is Dr. Lopamudra Priyadarshini, and I'm a very passionate CSR professional and sustainable development professional. I hope and pray, you know, wherever you all are, you are doing well and keeping safe during this pandemic. Ms. Lambro has also mentioned how COVID has impacted lives around. And I'm thankful to the organizing committee for this wonderful opportunity given to me. And I'm honored to be speaking in this prestigious first International Sustainable Development Goal Conference, Iiu-Isdgc 2021. This is the second time I'm talking in this within this session. We are all conversing in a different world with the sustainability in the greatest concern. Fundamentally, sustainable living is weaved across the 17 SDG I also mentioned in my previous conversation. Globally, we are all, you know, we spoke from Greece. We were people, you know, I have co-speakers who are from different countries and will be further. So globally, we are having the similar dialogue. And why and these dialogues are important is this is to unite, join hand and drive transformations together. So that's why I think we all are sitting in one platform like this to discuss on how we can actually bring this particular these SDGs action. And more I can say than that the goal 17, partnership for the goal, is what I am presenting today. And that is seen in this platform when people from various countries and various backgrounds are here and trying to put their points forward so that we can actively do such work on ground. SDG can only be realized with a strong commitment to global partnership and cooperation across all the levels, government, private, and civil society. In order to achieve the UN vision of 2030, we will need stronger participation and partnership that will contribute to the environmental protection and sustainable development by mobilizing resources, sharing knowledge, promoting the creation and transfer of environmentally sound technology and building capacity. Now, why very important that partnership for the goal is required is if everyone is working for same goal, that is zero hunger, gender equality, you may talk about anyone. Then what happens? We all are working in silo, we are working in our own capacity. Think if we partner together. Think that, if all the organizations, developmental agencies, government join hand to actually achieve, it is like eating the pita from together from round and round so that we can conquer it, we can eat it all. That means we can actually achieve a goal if we work together. If partnership, we do partnership among organizations, agencies and government, we can achieve the goals what we have put for ourselves in United Nations, and all the countries have adopted it. May it be technological development, may it be financial resources and capacity building provided by stakeholders. They all should be effective if we are together. Because many of the work what is being done in countries like ours is agencies running or agencies having vision, and our government is having a vision, and our organization in a CSR level is having this vision. But what if we all together work on the same direction and with the same strategy without looking at our own name and fame? So every goal will require a partnership approach across the globe. Say, for instance, gender equality I was mentioning, it needs the attention and response across the globe to have the larger impact. Globally, we lead the drive to adopt the gender responsive budgeting to realize commitment to women's rights. I think we seek to make sure gender issues centrally to cooperation with countries. I believe, again, I will emphasize, any program or any project or any government initiative should be based on partnership, should be when all the stakeholders can come together, will be successful if we are following such kind of process. It is difficult because most of the people would say, why, I am doing it, so I am me. But if think about the power of partnership, if we all could work together, all could be in one mission together, how successful it would be. And I think this conference is unique in its own type because people from various countries, people from various places, people from various sectors and segments are joining hand together to work on this SDG. And I cannot be more proud and thankful to the organizer here, Piyush ji, who had thought of it. I believe it's Nada who has thought of it, of bringing such people together and looking at their vision and why they want to do this, what they want to do this. This is called partnership. This is, if we really can work out after this conference, what we take out from this conference and how do we connect with each other and how do we work in various areas of art together, would be what I would say that then we would have achieved the goal 17, the SDG, which says partnership for progress and partnership for goal. And I think that's all, from my side. And I think beyond this conference, with this platform and with the organizers, with IICU, we can work together for the goal 17, which ultimately, would address all the other goals. Thank you so very much again, and have a very good evening from India. Thanks a lot.
A big thank you to you, Dhanyavad. That was lovely. I mean, even though you're traveling, you did a great job in explaining the concept so beautifully. And yes, collaborations, partnerships for sustaining goals would go a long way. I mean, if we are working, if there are some countries working on some goals, I mean, we can probably divide it. So the countries take charge of particular goals, partner together, and then do so much work on them that, you know, what we want to achieve, we definitely achieve. So that's the idea, very beautifully and wonderfully presented, even though you were traveling. But thank you, loved your spirit and loved your presentation style. Thank you so much, Dr. Lopamudra. That was absolutely amazing. And now,
Alka, I must tell Dr. Lopamudra, thank you, because in this morning she was telling me, Nada, I can't join, I'm traveling. And I said, please, doctor, come be with us. We want to hear you. And our doctor is traveling and she joined us. Thank you, Dr. Lopamudra.
yes, and she was wonderful. And she was wonderful. She did a great job. So, that was amazing. And now let's move further and let's go to the land of waterfalls, you know, the country of waterfalls, which is Armenia. And my beautiful friend from Armenia, Miss Alice Durg Aryan, who is a teacher trainer, a teacher facilitator, an educator. Can we have you, please?
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Glad to be here again, and this time last time I was speaking about the gender rights, and today also I'm going to speak again about the peace, about the justice, but at the same time, what is peace, what is justice? Let me a little bit honest, my country is a small country, but sometimes it's also in the zone of war. That's why peace and justice very, let's say, one of the most important things, and also which is that usually we Armenians tell to each other, the first things that we want for our country is peace. We don't want any kind of war, that's why for peace and for justice, it's for us Armenians, maybe in many countries who it's in the zone of war, it's maybe one of the most important things for me. But today I will try to join these two things, peace and the justice, together and try to represent it from another thing, not to only speak about the war and such kind of things. Because peace with justice, let's think about it together. It's a way of thinking, acting, which promotes non-violent solutions to everyday problems. Because in every day, it doesn't matter where we are. It can be at school, it can be in the family, it can be in the street. We can face different kinds of problems, different kinds of, let's say, barriers or negative things. And we try to go to compromise and try to find solution in this case and try to be in peace. Not only peace, when we say peace, it doesn't matter just about the relationship, but also about our thinking, our brain, and first of all, maybe the balance between our body and our soul, our heart, our thinking, our brain, everything that we usually have for it. And peace with justice, it can stand standards for the security of children. On the other hand, for example, it can be health problems, it can be end of violence, of poverty, and also it can be a social relationship between people, where physical violence as a tool can be to achieve political objectives is absent among collectivists, because in some cases justice is defined as state of affairs where actors obtain where they are just entitled to. We can be in different kinds of situations and try to find peace in it. For it can be how can we solve. For example, just imagine you have a problem. It can be a negative thing or it can be a family problem, and we try to find solutions for it. And this solution is going to be just like the peace, because solution is the peace with justice. In this case, we can find solution, but the solution, it also can be divided into two categories. The solution which is dominates, which is useful for me, which is, let's say, beneficial for me, and the solution which can be beneficial and positive for everyone. In this case, it's very important just to take and to keep the balance between these two kinds of categories and try to find the balance between it. And in this case, it can be peace with justice. We can only, for example, look forward to a more equal or sustainable world if we have more peaceful and inclusive societies, because family, it's a small society, but when we just go out of the family, we just face to a big society, and there can be more problems and there can be more barriers. And in this case, if in the family, it's very easy, for example, in some cases to find the solution. In a big society, it can be more difficult for us to find the solution for it. That's why it means that we'll need to reduce crime in this case, to reduce violence, to reduce illegal arms and drug trade. Why not in everything? Because it's a big society and there are different kinds of problems, we can face them. And in this case, we just public institutions that we really just rely on will have to be effective, to be positive, and also try to find all kinds of solutions for it. And the main mission in this case is to build a more peaceful, fairer, and secure world. Because if we have such kind of world, it means that in this case, we reduce violence, we reduce something that is not, that can be barrier or negative influence, can have negative influence on our society. And our action in this case will be focused on the promotion of human rights and justice as factors of peace and just development. Because if there is peace, the development also will go, let's say, with positive endings, with positive solutions, and with positive, just something that everything will be positive. There will be, just imagine a world, usually such kind of world in society we meet in fairy tales, when there is no war, in this case, when there is no violence, when there is no any kind of barrier for human rights, everything is okay in this case. But it's, let's say that a kind of world we all usually meet in fairy tales or in magical stories. But how will be if we humans will do everything, will do our best just to reduce everything? And because there are different kinds of organizations, different kinds of companies which try to struggle against it, try to struggle, especially in countries where it can be no human rights, or it can be, for example, gender problems or education problems or poverty problems or violence in some countries it can be. But we try. In this case, we teachers, just educators, we also have to do, not only just sit and think, oh, there is such kind of, for example, human rights organization or such kind of organizations who can help the humanity. No, we people, we should start from us, because if we can reduce something, if we can do any kind of our best, any kind of steps in order to reduce such kind of things, in order to struggle for our peace, to struggle for our justice. In this case, maybe one day we will have a society which will have really good world, really good community, families, education, even in every sphere. If we look, we can see different kinds of barriers, different kinds of problems, and not anything that is just justice that can be fair. That's why we should do. We educators, we should just have, let's say, psychological influence on our students in order just to make sure to be positive, to have only positive attitudes and thoughts, ideas about our future society. And because they are the generations that will build, that will just provide the future of our future generation and society. That's why if we today start with peace, if we today we shall struggle against this peace in future, we are going to have a society which will be not only in fairy tales, but it will be a reality for us. That's why we educators, we should do everything in order just to struggle against it, to reduce this violence, to reduce any kind of things that can, to ignore any kind of culture or I don't know, educational or in this case, we just can say that in future we are going to have a brilliant, without any kind of negative and peaceful and also justice, such kind of world we are going to have. Thank you.
Wonderful. Actions promoting peace. That is what it should be all about. Lots of positivity, lots of actions promoting peace. And you know, Alice, I loved the take on the fairy tale bit that, you know, in fairy tales, the endings are very happy. So if we work hard, why can't our life, you know, which is like a fairy tale, why can't it also have a happy ending? What we are wanting, what we are struggling for, the sustainability that we're working for, because we're all together in this, and together we definitely can. And I think if we're all together in this and we're working towards it, our actions are speaking towards sustainability, then definitely that world of the fairy tale where everything has a happy ending, I'm sure that is definitely going to happen. Thank you for that very beautiful and different take on your views on sustainability. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to now watch a little video which talks about all the multifarious courses that International Internship University offers. So let's have a look at this video and you will understand the variety of choices and the different kind of choices that are available to everyone. So, dear team, may we have the video, please? Nada, is there a problem?
No, but Alka, if no video, we can go to Dr. Madhvi, so we can
Okay.
watch it a little later.
Okay, all right then. Let me introduce to you the next speaker for this evening.
Alka, the video is going.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's good.
What is education? Books? Classes? Teachers? Schools? No. Education is not that. It's beyond this. Education is a term that we have grown up listening to since we were kids. Right from the beginning of childhood till this very moment, we have been surrounded by education and its need and importance. A luxury for the rich. A necessity for the bread earner. A dream for the underprivileged. An aspiration for the suppressed. A distant reality for the inaccessible. The primary objective of education is to impart knowledge. Education also has its fair share in building the thinking capacity of people's minds. Hence, education supplies people with knowledge and facts and also encourages them to integrate that acquired knowledge into practical and professional lives via necessary training. Education thus also plays a primary role in supporting the economic, social and cultural sector of a country. It's a way to change the future today. The current education system can make people easy to lead, but difficult to drive, is either all academic, all physical, all virtual or all costly. Also, it makes easy to govern, but impossible to enslave. We cannot win over the future by sabotaging our present with extreme disparity. Iiu takes great pride in saying that we're bridging the gaps in education system. We're not just academicians, but also practically oriented. We're not just limited to virtual classes, but also physical exposure. We do not dig a hole in the pockets of the students and their families. We're everything that traditional education hasn't been. Iiu has already implemented and promoting the MOOCs technology. When we talk about MOOCs technology, it stands for Massive Open Online Courses. The word massive is to be understood in the sense that 100,000 learners or more at the same time have open and equal opportunities to attend these courses. MOOCs are truly a tremendous technological leap, and what makes them so attractive is that they don't imply any cost to learners. Iiu has tied up with more than 100 universities to provide more than 10,000 courses to the students, free of cost, with the help of MOOCs technology. We're a revolution in the making, a wind of change. Education is much more charming and intriguing than the temptations of distractions unnecessary. Our education policymakers must look into the problem to make a better system, which is more practical, and provides hands-on learning to the students. Who are we? The International Internship University is a virtual university with state-of-the-art curriculum, real-life industry exposure, amazing student attention, learning-oriented resources, and most of all, a commitment to make the world a better place. Why do we exist? We exist to fulfill the necessity of the bread earner. We exist to help underprivileged achieve their dreams. We exist to fuel aspirations and accessibility. We exist to provide everyone the luxury of being capable of changing the world. We really do exist to ignite young minds and make them the torchbearers of tomorrow. For a better future. For the legacy of everyone who's left us. For the hope of everyone who's yet to come, and for the growth of everyone who walks this beautiful planet. We invite you to join our world-class educational team and platform with an altruistic dedication to creating the future. The change is so big that it would potentially impact millions across the world. Millions of children and youth around the world cannot wait any longer. Please join us in our effort to create the virtual learning generation of Iiu. We're Iiu, we're change. Welcome to our world, a new tomorrow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a sneak peek of all the varied courses that International Internship University offers. Well, I think that made it quite clear about the kind of job that they are doing, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. That's why I said it's a magnum opus. Well, now moving forward, let's move on to our next speaker, all the way from India. The very gorgeous Dr. Madhavi Borse. She is the founder of Edutainment. She's a soft skill trainer, and she takes classes in spoken communication skills. And I think she's doing a great job. But more than all, she is a humanitarian. So please welcome Dr. Madhavi Borse. Hello, Dr. Madhavi. How are you?
Fantastic, and feeling now more magnificent by connecting with you all. What about you?
Oh,
Well,
yes.
I really don't think that I need to ask you how enthusiastic you are, as always. And by watching you all, we are, being more enthusiastic. So I always want to know the secret behind the enthusiasm which you all really, contain with you.
It's all of you. It's actually you who bring this out. I mean, there's no magic formula. There's no secret thing. Open. But it's lovely to have you. And I think I'm connecting with you just like this after a long time on the virtual platform. And I, for one, am dying to hear you. So let's have your views on, are you going to be talking about SDG 17?
Sure.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, thank you. Greeting all excellency and to make and gratitude to make me the part of this incredible, insightful, and incredible session. I could say that it's really going awesome, and much thanks to I could say IIU and Piyush sir, Nada ma'am, and Alka ma'am. Like going great, going great. Living sustainability, transforming the world. Yes, it's important for people, planet, and prosperity. It also seeks to strengthen universal peace for a larger freedom, eradicating poverty in all its forms and dimensions, including extreme poverty, is the greatest global challenge and indispensable requirement for sustainable development. We all need to take the bold decision and transformative steps which are urgently needed to shift the world onto a sustainable and resilient path. Yeah, we also need to seek for the human rights of all and achieve gender equality and the empowerment for women, girls, transgender, everybody. They all are integrated, indivisible, and balanced three dimensions of sustainable development. We could say economic, social, and environmental. So how it goes, like moreover, which we really need to work upon poverty. So I really feel that when it comes to insisting to our Asian countries, where it's very important when I believe that all the people, not only a man, even women will also work together. So might be possible that we all will ready to fight for all this poverty. So let's begin it. This is what we are talking about, that we all need to be together. We can't do alone something, right? We all have to be together. And there are a number of platforms who are really like being a philanthropist, being a humanitarian. I'm also a part of this. And working with a number of platforms where we are talking about mental wellness, working on them, even working as a philanthropist in like we could say Beti Ek Lakshya, I could say that where we work for the women empowerment. So how it goes, moreover, when all the males and females will work together, so it might be possible that we will really fight from this thing, poverty, when it comes. The second thing, which is very important, like Alka ma'am said, that I'm one of the, sign of humanitarian, because I always talk about humanity. Because I really dream the world that one day when people will ask that, what is our caste, what is our religion? We could only simply say that I'm a human being and my caste is humanism. I have humanity, means we will talk about that only, and then that day we will be united. And I always say that I do believe that this COVID might be like God has given us this connection. Because of this COVID today, we all are united over here. We all are talking together. We all are sitting over here. So this is the one of the strategy to get united. Being a poetess, I have written one poem also on this, that let's try to end the poverty and ensure that all human beings can fulfill their potential in dignity and equality. Let's get determined to protect the planet from degradation so that it can support the needs of the present and future generation. Let's ensure that all human beings can enjoy prosperity, fulfill life's economic, social, technological progress across in harmony. create the societies which are free from fear and violence. Let's balance the three dimensions of the sustainable development. So it was a little poem which I have composed today because I have got this opportunity, and somehow like when we get it, so we purchase just for your poetry, we write upon it. Second thing which I believe, see, when we talk about the gender equality, it doesn't mean that, very starting when I was listening to one of the speaker, like you all are amazing, amazing. So I have heard over there that it's not about only women empowerment. When there's a man who is just earning and six people are sitting and eating, so that is again we really need to get support him as well. So we both have to work upon together. We all human beings. I won't say only about men or women. I'll talk about everybody, like every gender, when it comes to transgender, to anybody, all the human beings creatures, we all can do it together. Second, when we have seen, it is an amazing, incredible video about IIU, which I've seen. And being an educationist, I too go with the practical teaching. So it's very important. It's really crucial nowadays that when we go through practical teaching, because of COVID, again, we are just, learning online. But here, we really need our children to be very active, very enthusiastic. Today, I really find myself too, when I see people like with the age of 60, 65, 70s, they are more enthusiastic than me. So I'm really worried about our future generation, that how they are like, when they start with the laziness. So to almost 15 minutes, I always start the class with to boost their enthusiasm. So that's the reason what I believe, like we, as ma'am said that I'm a founder of Edutainment, spoken English and smart classes. So Edutainment itself means education plus entertainment. So here we really need a lot of activities where students should be engaged for each and every second. It doesn't matter what age we are, because study, like everybody is not that one that who is going to concentrate on give complete dedication, because everyone has their own choices. Somebody concentrate on dance, singing, they all have their own hobbies, they all have their own choices. But when it comes to education, when we want to teach something, so it's really need to make it engage their body and mind. So let's do that. Let's come out with that. Like when I teach the formula of H2O, so I always go H2O. So every time the body should be very much engaged, and then they can concentrate on the class properly. So there are a number of things which we really need to work upon, and we had a talk, but similarly, which I really think that the biggest one, which is called poverty, which is called empowerment, which is called our education system is still, when it comes to practical body mind engagement. And the very most important thing is like still humanity, which we still think that we are from different countries, different religion, different caste. Just leave that, and I think we almost have left it, because that's the reason we are united and sitting all together, and we are the part of this team. So thank you so much, IIU, to making us united. And let's like when it comes to let's start from ourselves, because we are educated. So when it comes to be female, so we can at least I'm talking about everybody, when those people who doesn't know about their rights, and also we can spread it, we can let them know we are with you. So that is what we can do is, and when it comes to us, when people ask us that who are you, so just say that I'm a human being, my caste, my religion is humanity, nothing else. So when we will start together, so we can make it together. I would say that great dignitaries, you all are the really personality of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge and experience and inspiration to all of us. Accept my endless gratitude. I must not have spoken a lot, but still, I hope that I have given a bit of the ideas over there. And feeling once again extremely gratified and truly appreciate the remarkable opportunity. My profound gratitude to IIU founder Piyush Pandit sir, Nada ma'am, Alka ma'am, and our lovely team and lovely attendees. Thank you so much.
Wow, Dr. Madhavi, You are truly a passionate humanitarian. I could see that, the kind of passion you were talking about humanity. And yes, I just like that bit when you said that when we're talking of gender equality, it's always women. And I think to give the devil his due, and I'm talking about the men over here, I think that was a good point that you made. Very interesting. And because they shouldn't be ignored, because we're talking about equality. So we must remember that. And if we really want to work on a peaceful society, we really want to collaborate and make a difference to this world, be change makers, and do this thing together. Wonderful presentation. I enjoyed myself and I enjoyed your energy and charisma. Thank you so much, Dr. Madhvi. Wonderful presentation. Wonderful. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Dr. Mona Nargolwala. Dr. Mona, she is a consultant, she is a trainer, she's a social worker, and she works really hard on sustainable development goals. Hello, Dr. Mona. How are you this evening?
Thank you, Ms. Alka Mahajan. Thank you, Ms. Nada. It's a pleasure to be amidst all advocates, ambassadors of humanity. I remember the words of Swami Vivekananda, and he said, give me 100 youth. And I believe in the power of youth. 12th August is my birth date. And I believe these are the kind of youth we need to transform the nation. This is just the beginning with a brilliant presentation that we had from IIU in terms of a model. I'm going to speak on partnership for the goals, which is one of the complex challenges, and a brilliant model which has already been put to, to reach to the goals of education. The SDG goal 4 that we are talking about, quality education, is a wonderful example through the massive open online the courses that they are offering. So brief introduction. Thanks to Ms. Alka for introducing me. I'm basically a social worker by profession. I've been teaching master postgraduate courses in social work, HR, and corporate social responsibility. My agenda here would be very categorically coming forward to see that how best we can have constructive partnerships, whether it is SDG 1 or whether it is SDG 11 or 12. When we are talking of the people, when we are talking of planet as a whole, if the good has to reach, if the quality education has to reach, if food security has to reach, it has to reach to the last, unto the last person on the earth. So again, with this kind of background, and for the purpose of bandwidth, I'll just keep my video off. Ms. Alka, if you may allow, please.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to focus on the 17th goal, which is partnership for progress. Now, my friends, here, the beauty of SDGs, when we are talking of sustainability, when we are talking of sustainable development, let us understand the harm that the development that we had up till now has been causing to the people, to the planet. It just could be, a simple life under the water, or it could be the choking of the marine species, or it could be a person dying out of hunger or malnutrition. So again, with these kind of fundamental human challenges, we are looking at very complex sustainable development goals. And when we are trying to, in a collaborative manner, in a co-creative manner, trying to find solutions to it, one of the major goals that we need to focus when we are trying to integrate either poverty, either food and food security and hunger, or quality education, women empowerment, which we are perhaps as individuals and organizations working as a part of NGO or as a business house or as a corporate, we need to focus on two major goals, which is peace, which is working towards peace, prosperity, as well as value-based partnerships. So here I am trying to focus and advocate on the need for partnerships. And this is where some of the earlier speakers, I may just recall the Captain Darshini and other speakers who have spoken about, we need to come out of our domains, our expertise. We need the passion of the corporates. We need the compassion and the skills of the NGOs to come together, to work together, to synergize their efforts and assist the governments. So again, with an apex body, when we are speaking, I'm speaking from India, we are having Niti Aayog, several umbrella initiatives under the Ministry of Statistics, where we are trying to come together to work on each indicator under the Sustainable Development Goals and see that how the 169 targets could be met. I would like to emphasize on a transformative way in which we need to come together and explore as well as unlock the partnership potential that we are talking about. So again, if we try to closely look at the business houses, we have the kind of expertise in documentation, in data analysis, in terms of coming up with robust policies and programs. And we need the strengths of the local NGOs who could be partnered to, who are not able to deliver because of lack of funds, or maybe because of the lack of resources and competencies. And we need to then diffuse these technologies or diffuse these kind of benchmarking models. Any corporate that has worked, say for instance in India, and many of us must have heard, Azim Premji Foundation, the Wipro Group has been transforming in a big way the education sector by taking information technology to the rural areas and supporting by way of computer assisted learnings. Now, again, which are the other IT companies that could come forward and could replicate this model of, promoting IT-based education in the rural areas? So these are the kind of cross-sectoral partnerships we need to promote. These are the kinds of business-to-business expertise, resource sharing, knowledge sharing that is required at this stage. And this is where we need to put aside our ego, he goes, she goes, and work in a very synergized manner as partners to our government in order to integrate and come forward with the local action that is required to integrate and deliver at each of the SDGs. So coming back, I'm trying to focus on the uniqueness of these SDGs. The approach with which we are looking at these SDGs is the universality. Whether I'm in India, whether I'm in Australia, whether I'm in any part of the world, climate change is going to affect us all. And when we keep this in mind, we are going to focus on the shared principles and values and vision of climate justice. Let no harm be done by the nature, and let us work towards carbon neutral state, carbon neutral nations. I'm not going into the details. I'm focusing just on the need for looking at the universality of these goals and trying to integrate these goals with a transformational partnership. We are not just talking about CSR initiatives. It is a transactional partnership with an NGO that, okay, it is mandated by the government. I'm going to, contribute 2% of my profit so far as India is concerned. And we are having a, Companies Act which talks about Schedule 7 under the Companies Act, where we need to contribute 2% of the profit towards development program as outlined in the Act. We are talking much beyond that. We are talking of the trusteeship theory of Gandhi, to give back to the society, to come forward and see that we are not, the business is not just alone for profit. Business here is for a purpose. And from that kind of transactional relationship to moving to a transformational relationship, my dear friends, I would request and urge all of you that we try to integrate the value-based proposition and a renewed partnership that is required to any of the goals that we are working, whether it is hunger, poverty, malnutrition, health and security, gender equality, sustainable cities, or sustainable consumption and production. We need to ensure that we are not having any sweatshop conditions in our industries. We need to ensure that, yes, we are providing decent work opportunities by employing some of the refugees in the work organizations. So again, this is how we are trying to integrate the SDGs with our local action plan at the organization level. And we are trying to build as much as constructive value-based partnerships. I may go on and on. The point I'm trying to drive here is looking from a transactional partnership to way beyond a transformational partnership. That is what the 17th SDG goal is all about. Looking for its best integration at the organizational level, at the local levels. And a brilliant example that we can relate in the last 2 years is at one side, COVID pandemic affecting all, and millions dying, and millions coming towards help, building partnership with never of its kind before. And the other is the recent Tokyo 2020 Olympics, where the world is uniting for peace, brotherhood, and the power to attract millions, inspire. A brilliant javelin throw by Neeraj Chopra And it is inspiring thousands and thousands of rural youth in the remote tribal villages. And that is where business houses needs to come forward. And you will see the examples. Mahindra coming up with a specifically designed car to promote the fourth person who has not been able to reach the target Olympics podium, to encourage those sports person. So I think so these are live examples, how partnerships could be built, how sports could be a means and tool for development interventions, whether it is poverty, whether it is hunger, whether it is education. We need to integrate these goals. We need to have robust policies, and we need to focus on a transformation, leadership, constructive partnership, shared responsibility, and accountability. I would rest my submissions here, and we can proceed with the debate in other forums. It was a pleasure to interact with Ms. Nada, Ms. Alka Mahajan, Ms. Kalpana, and Ms. Piyush. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Dr. Mona. Absolutely wonderful. And the fact that you insisted on, let's throw our ego, she-goes out of the window. I think that is very important, because we have that I. But we need to, now the pandemic has taught us that, like the examples that you gave, that was wonderful. From the I, we suddenly became we. And I think this is what we need to focus on. We can do it together. Let's partner together. Let's, focus on the universality of the entire situation. For any SDG goal, I think we need to do it together. So be it with partnering with NGOs or small bodies, local bodies, international bodies, but I think that is truly, truly the need of the hour. Very wonderfully put. And the Tokyo Olympics also, yes, perfect examples you gave. I mean, very recent examples. So I just loved your presentation, and it kept me engaged throughout. And that was the best part of it. So thank you so much, Dr. Mona. Wonderful. Yes. And now let us move forward. And we have with us, from the country of scenic landscapes and vast wildlife preserves, which I'm talking about Kenya, we have with us Professor Jared Akama Onyari. Professor Jared, can we have you, please? Professor.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity also to say something on
can you please, are you on video mode?
Yes. I want to take this opportunity also to raise my voice on sustainable development number 16 and 17 together, because I don't want to talk them separate. And for the interest of time, and for the speakers who have spoken before me, they have adequately covered what I'm supposed to have covered. And let me just say, because we are talking about peace, and I want to give about what I understand about peace, because I am a man of the Bible, and Psalms 1:3 says, how precious it is for brothers to live in harmony. This is a recommendation that if we live in harmony, we will achieve more. That is very key. Matthew chapter 5 verse 9 says that the peacemakers, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. If we live in harmony, we pursue peace, we will be the children of God, and each and every one of us is a child of God. And I always say, peace is development, and development is peace. And development is a process of improving the quality of life of the people, so that the people can be able to enjoy life the way it is supposed to be enjoyed. After having said that, I need to tell you that how did we arrive at the Sustainable Development Goal number 16 and 17? Because history is very key. Unless you understand, we will only be doing an academic exercise, because when we were ushering in and concluding Millennium Development Goals, those countries which did not enjoy peace, they did not even attempt to implement any of the Millennium Development Goals. And in fact, when you see Sustainable Development Goal, SDG number 16 and 17, it came afterthought, and we said, no, peace should be taken serious. And from where I sit, I always say that peace, a violation of peace, is a violation of human rights. When people are not able to do their development or enjoy life, then there is no development which can take place in a country. So for us to pursue peace, we need to be very accountable. The other day I represented, I said that we need to be very responsible. We need to be responsible for one another. We need to be our brother's keeper. And after having laid that foundation and how we came to come up with Sustainable Development Goal number 16. And those who have been in the military or in the police or in the army, when you do mark time, and then the instructor say about turn, the one who is at the rear becomes number one. To me, this could have been considered to be number one. Because how do you end anger or poverty without peace? How do you talk about good health and well-being without peace? How do you talk about quality education without peace? How do you talk about gender equality without peace? How do you give water, clean water and sanitation without peace? How do you give people affordable and clean energy without peace? How do we talk about decent work? So peace is very key. And let me just give you my understanding that in Africa, as we are 6 years up the line of the Sustainable Development Goal, you can agree with me that in Africa, from 2015 to where we are today, do we have peace in Southern Sudan? Do we have peace? There is the corrupt state of Somalia for the last 31 years, and where is the world? And we are saying that we are committed in talking about peace, justice, and strong institutions. And mind you, let me just make this point very clear. There will never be peace without justice. People who have violated human rights must be brought to book. And that's why sometimes I support international criminal code where dictators of the world must be taken there to be tried when they violate human rights. But it has been very selective trying to try people from one region. I don't want to go to that area. And what has happened so far in Kabul, in Afghanistan? The Americans went there for 20 years. They did not have an exit strategy. And America, as you know, is a bigger brother. It has failed. How are the rest of the countries in the world going to pursue peace? Who is going to come forward and talk about, and we take much time to talk about, and we don't speak the truth, because if we speak the truth, it set us free. I am seeing some of the people from Afghanistan. They have even brought some to East Africa, Uganda, some countries, so that you offer them refugees so they can say. The point I am putting, the world is wanting. And for us to work in partnership, that is as we were promoting Sustainable Development Goals, we were saying, let us not leave anyone behind. We must all of us move together. Moving together will make us achieve all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals if we move together. If we move together, we will be able to achieve the goals. But what has happened? Those countries which have succeeded, and remember, COVID-19 has exposed us how selfish we are. We came and said everybody for himself and God for us all. How have we handled it? We talk about education. How many children have dropped out of education? How many children have been married off during this pandemic and the world is watching? Simply because the global partnership we are talking about, we don't practice in reality. Even the vaccine, the jabs which have been given, Africa has been forgotten. We are not saying that we are not less a human being, but we don't have that capability of having those jobs. So we need to work together. And if we are saying in a partnership, let us promote partnership. We have said we are merely promoting peace, justice, and strong institutions. Promoting means you make people aware. So we have made them aware that there's need for peace, but we need to move extra mile. The conflict I see in the continent of Africa, because I need to talk about the continent of Africa, that's where I have got the expertise, and what I'm talking about is what I'm seeing. My brother Charles will tell you that in the Saharan region, Boko Haram are wreaking havoc, and are even having sophisticated weapons, more than the government of Nigeria. And you come to the continent of Africa, there's nowhere we manufacture weapons. Where are those weapons coming from? Those are not weapons which can be put in the bucket. So it means the bigger brothers from the other continent, I don't want to give names, let us be responsible. Let us be our brothers' keepers. Let us promote peace. Let us promote harmony. And in this, all of us will succeed more. I could have loved, I did say when I was representing responsible consumption and production, I did say I want to hear. I don't want to hear this paperwork where we can go and get information. I could want to hear that this is what we have done in this country. This is what we need to do in this country. And I want to thank the International Internship University for giving us this forum. The fact that we have started talking, we are creating aware. Even our readers can be able to get what the kind of concern we are raising. As we speak now, the United Nations Council meetings are going on. What has been our contribution? What have we told them? That we need peace? We need peace in a practical ways, not on the paperwork. We cannot succeed anything if we don't embrace partnership. And when I talk about partnership, you are in a business, you get your shares as you have contributed to that entity. If we are saying that we are talking about development and we want to change the world, let us pursue peace. Because if we pursue peace, we will be children of God. If we pursue peace, we will be living harmony. And it is nice, my brothers and sisters, that we live in harmony. That's when we can take the country forward. The only pattern that we are going to earn over the next generation, I did say yes, it is a secure environment. But if we give the next generation peace and the security where they can be able to do the things in a proper way, it will be a great gift. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And yes, peace, harmony, very important words, and we are children of God. Definitely peace and harmony is what we need to work for, and we all have to be in this together. We all have to partner together if we really need to advocate these goals, and if we really need to eradicate what needs to be eradicated, and if we really need to embrace peace, embrace harmony, we have to do a lot of it for the future, for our children, the coming generations, posterity, for everyone. And we almost always have to remember that we are all of us, children of God, brothers and sisters, and love, peace, humanity, unity is what makes the world really powerful. So thank you so much. Wonderful it was. And I really loved the impactful way with which you spoke. So thank you. That was wonderful. Wonderful. And if I may say, I mean, I'm forgetting the word in Kenya. What do you say thank you to? I forgot.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Asante sana.
Asante, yes. And it was Jumbo, I think. Jumbo is for hello. Is that
Hello,
right?
yes.
Okay, okay, thank you. It was nice, this interaction with you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us invite our next speaker. I had invited him earlier, but maybe he was not there, but now I definitely see him in front of me. He's smiling. Professor Dr. General Charles, all the way from Nigeria. We are looking forward to listening to your views. You are one person who has always been smiling throughout these different days of SDGs, and I have been seeing that, and I feel that the world needs more people like you who are smiling, beaming, because a smile can, even put a person who is in their darkest moments, it can sort of light up their world as well, because smiles and what our earlier speaker just now said about harmony and peace and being children of God, I think smiles add to that magnetism. So it's over to you. Let's hear your views on SDG 16.
Thank you very much for the opportunity given. I need to bless the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I need to thank my brother Puish. He has been trying so much, bringing us together so that we'll be able to have these befitting topics, which we have been having for the past how many days, more than going to almost 17 days now. So we thank God for everyone that are here, that are listening, all the speakers that have been speaking. I thank God for you. You have been doing marvelously. And I thank God for everything that is going. I know there will be a lot of transformation. We want to talk on the goals 16 and 17, which says peace, justice, strong institution, collaboration, vis-a-vis partnership. All these words are key words. We have been doing a lot of research concerning these words, and today we are concluding it. And we need to look back at our sustainability goal. How does it go? It started from no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water, sanitation, affordability and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequality, sustainable city and community, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, strong institution, which we are doing today, partnership to achieve the goal. Yes, to achieve all these goals, making sure that people will not be hungry, making sure that people are happy, as far as we, the educators, are educating them, matters. And making sure at the same time, there is equality between people, good water. All people are doing the normal thing, what they're supposed to do, like the drainage, cleaning, using better bulb, using all the necessary infrastructure instead of using car. Only you inside the car start moving. No, it's not possible. Rather, take a bike or you walk. If you are many, you can use a car. We need to live a wasteless life, a life that is so simple. That is what the UN trying to tell us. And Pulish, our brother Pulish is actually moving with it. I appreciate it. This is what every one of us should do, a simple life, a life that it's worthy of emulating. This world, we need a peaceful world. A peaceful world can only come if we are peaceful. We need to be peaceful in everything we are doing. All this struggling, we are struggling here and there. We are only trying to be greedy. We are just greedy. As far as we are struggling, there must be respect. There must be something we call kindness, love, unity. These things are things that will make you to be happy. You'll be fulfilling what you are doing, and you do it right. All this area of nepotism, violence, fighting here and there, they are just greedy. These people doing it, they are greedy people. They don't have good for us. A peaceful world is a world that everybody is concerned for one another. You need to be happy. Peace comes from the heart. If your heart is being melted, it's being circumcised, it's being refined, why would there be violence? Where would there be problem? Where would there be all this negativity? Peace is all about what? Positivity. Positive approach to things. Positive approach to peace. Then we have our peacekeeper. We have peacemaking. We have a peace building. All these are what we call post-conflict peace building. They are necessary. These some people that are doing all this area are people who need to rule the world, not people that are violence. Violence has to do with negativity, has to do with stubbornness, has to do with wicked of heart. Any negative thing coming on anybody doing negative thing, that person is wicked. The person who don't want to live in the world need to live somewhere else. We need to isolate that person and let him go and live somewhere else. This world is so peaceful. We're always struggling for our selfish interests. We need to come together. We need to reason together. We need to walk in love, in unity. That is what we have been told in our analysis. We have been seeing a lot of things doing all these areas so that everybody will be happy. And happiness should start from we that have passed through this course. This program, we all of us here, thank God we have our names. We should live a peaceful life. We should love ourselves. We should embrace ourselves. We should try to help ourselves. When we do that, poverty will end. Poverty is when some people are only, instead of giving help to helping hand, they want to cash everything, take everything. They want to, it will cause poverty. What about others that are struggling? Others that also need, they don't have, but you have as many as possible. Chains of cars, you have a lot of buildings, these people are arrogant people. They don't need to live in this world. This world is supposed to be give and take, happy world. That is what we are trying to proclaim. And that is what the UN said we should do. Go and let people know all this area that is good to live a peaceful life. When you live a peaceful life, you are doing what you're supposed to do as a citizen of Nigeria, as a citizen of Britain, as a citizen of your country. But if you are living a life that doesn't worth living, as in the Legated Act, it speaks volume. It speaks as if the person doesn't know what he's doing. Peace, positive peace has to do with the pattern of cooperation and integration between major human groups. Positive peace has to do with, can be achieved by finding, resolving the root cause of a conflict and working closely with the parties to the conflict to resolve those differences. Working closely. If there's any harmony, any commotion, you work closely. You iron things together, reason together. That's what we call reason. Believe and reason. Without you reasoning together, tell me, why would there not be violence? You must reason. Whatever that person is behaving, doing what abnormalities, try to call that person. But then you fail to call that person, you feel that you want to use force. That is where violence will come. That is where nepotism will come. That is where a lot of problems, a lot of differences will come. And the other person will be thinking that you want to cheat. Before you know, a lot of grievances, a lot of harassment will come. There are things we need to do to feel peaceful, to live a peaceful life. There are 9 ways to take. Focus your attention on those things that you can control. That you can control. Focus your attention on those things. Don't focus your attention on what you cannot handle. You are putting hand on that jeep, on that position that person is. What else you cannot? The little one you have, you cannot even manage it. How much more? Why will you be as aiming to be in that area? What else you are not even performing what you need to do? Before you know, violence will come, commotion will come. You will not want to listen to that person's opinion again. You feel that you are the best. Whereas in your little way, you have not even performed anything. You have not done anything. Secondly, you need to spend time in nature. We have a peaceful nature. Nature, law of karma, and all these things. There are things we need to respect the nature. We need to respect where we are. We need to respect God made this nature so that we will be useful there and being able to have an impact, a value, not to create commotion, not to disturb the nation, not to do what the nature wants. Give it to the nature. What this one wants, give it to that person. You will be happy. The person too will be happy. There will be growth. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. If you want to live a peaceful life, you want to feel, be true. Who you are. Let people know you are. Don't let them know you are not this and you are claiming you are this. Before you know, there will be commotion. They will be expecting much from you. And when not getting that much, there will be commotion. Class. Look at my dynamic peace resolution. We have been trying a lot of people. We have been partnership with a lot of people, more than 500 people. They know organizations. Thank God for Iiu. Iiu also is doing the same thing. That's why I'm happy. I'm part of Iiu. Iiu is also part of me. I love the way everything is going on, the structure and everything, how everybody is doing their work without any stress. Everybody looks happy. Every one of us look happy. We are doing our work in a different way. If there's any quarrels, any commotion, we come together and reason together. By the time we reason, we move. That is how life is supposed to be. Not reason in a different way. This other one. No, everybody must have the same mindset. This is our country. We must have the same mindset before this violence, all this commotion, we stop. Without that one, there's a commotion. There will be commotion. And also the mindset, also the way we eat, the way we do things, we should be able to control them. We should also do good deeds, meditate and try to change or to try to avoid trying to change others. You don't change others. It's only God that can change. If you want to change somebody's attitude, you know what you need to do. Go and pray over that person, and God will answer. Not for you to want to change that person. This is how you're supposed to be. No, it needs negotiation. It needs one to come together, reason together. There are 2 types of peace. We have internal peace and we have external peace. Internal peace is all about the peace of mind. And so when you are okay, your mind, whatever, you will be okay and you'll be able to dream very well, look very well. And sustainability development, it means the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. How do we achieve this goal? We achieve it in the following way: eradicating poverty and hunger, just like I said earlier, guaranteeing a healthy life. access to basic services like water, like sanitation, like sustainable energy. Not only you acquiring it, don't allow some other people to do. You are doing. You don't want to. It cause commotion. You will not be able to do what? Sustain this development. You can only sustain it by giving people the free hand. Let people be happy. Everybody will be happy. Support the generation of development opportunity through education and decent work. You see, you support through education. Don't like we're educating people now. That is how everything is supposed to be. Not you. You have acquired. You can't even tell people. When somebody asks you about Iiu, you will not be able to talk. Tells you about the sustainable development. You won't be able to say you are acquiring all the certificates. It doesn't speak well. You must know what you are doing. As you are acquiring whatever you are acquiring, you know it. Then people will be happy. By the time you cannot express your opinion, the person will look as if you don't want to help. Whereas you don't even know. It doesn't even pass through you. Everything we are doing must pass through us. How can we achieve peace? We can achieve peace in 6 ways. Whatever is happening now, accept it. Whatever you are seeing now, what you are doing now, accept it. Some people will not accept it. They only want their own. They only want their own. Upon we are stressing ourselves, doing all these things, they are not accepting. They don't mind them. Let me only take the certificate and go and rest. Look at that. That's what some people are doing. And some people, the law of karma will count on them. You must extend it to people. What you are listening to us now, you must also go and deliver to people. Practice not judgment. You need to judge anybody. It's only God that judge. Not judgment. Practice it. Who will go to heaven or who will go to hell? It's not your business. It's the business of God. God determines who. Look at the robber, the 2 robbers. The other one claimed that you didn't deserve to go, but it is we that are robber. Remember me in your kingdom, and he was forgiven. Look at that. So we don't need to judge who will go to heaven or who will go to hell. It's what is we are doing, and God is the only one that can do the detention. Know our mind, that we know who will come. Transform your addiction into preferences. Your addiction, transfer it. Try to make sure that it is what you need at that particular time, not another person's phone. Because that person has it, you want to go and, before you know, commotion will come, sickness will come, trouble will come, which you cannot even stand when it comes. Teach your mind to become still, to be calm. Your mind sets. Because if your mind is not calm, you'll be doing what is above you. Before you know, robbery will come. Before you know, nepotism. That's what most leaders are doing. That's why they're having all this problem they're supposed not to have. Our Nigeria here, we have a peaceful. The only problem we have is just management. Our land is so fertile. Everything is so fine. The only problem we have is just the management, how they are managing it. They are being selfish. That is just it. We don't have a problem to that. We don't have a problem. God is there. Everything will be over soonest. In a matter of time, everybody should come together and unite. That is what we only need in Nigeria now. If we come together, we listen together, we do everything together, all these people around, they are small things before God. All this, even this epilepsy, all this COVID, it's very easy. God can clear it within a second. It is we cooperating. That is what UN is trying to do. Before that one, we need to cooperate before 2030. If we don't cooperate, a lot of people will go. Everything will be, there will be a lot of problems. We need to thank God for what these people are doing, the UN, and thank God for my brother, Puish. Iiu. They are telling us so that we will know now. It's always good we know that when it now comes, we become matter arising. We should stop our behavior, stop our attitude to life. We should reason in a godly way, listen in a good way, so that things will work out fine, so that more diseases will not come very soon. If we are not careful, and that bigger one that this COVID we are saying will come. So in order to stop all this area, we need to reason ourselves and do things the way it's supposed to be. Free minds. Our mindset should be free. Our mindset should be free. We should not have something that is beyond us. We should do things according to our own riches. We will get there. It's a gradual process. If we don't take a gradual process, there will be costs, there will be problem. What you will be, what you will get, you must get there, irrespective of the time. What is time? 100 years is like a single day with God. Look at somebody who say, I'm 100 years. It's just a second. I'm 200. Have you ever seen anybody 200? You can see 100, you can see 110. But it's just a single thing. So what we will get there. There's no need of using violence. There's no need of using all those things we are seeing here. We're just seeing them. I'm not carried away by what I'm seeing, but I'm carried away by what God is telling me to do concerning any situation. That is how we're supposed to be by everybody. Not to be doing things as if you are even God. You are not God. You are just there managing what God has created for us. And your ability of not managing it well will cause commotion at the end of the period. So every one of us should be positive-minded attitude. And we should collaborate. No selfishness in your organization. Don't feel that you know better. You don't know anything. Allow people to come and handle it. And when they handle it well, you'll be happy. Everybody will be happy. Not you. You can't handle it. You want to handle it. Whereas you cannot even do anything. Look at that. Some people don't want any, they want only themselves. You cannot be on your own. You must move with people. That's the partnership we are saying. People must move with you. If people don't move with you, you have a problem. You need a lot of deliverance. Are you with me? So what are we trying to do? We want to make sure that we are reasoning the same way. Thank God for Bush, Iiu, who said, everybody, a lot of countries, there's always commotion. But when we come together and reason together, we'll be able to actualize, reason together, do things in common. We actualize our dream. Do you use your willpower to choose thoughts that makes you feel at peace? Your thoughts, everything about you should be at peace. Let everything be at peace. Don't think negatively. If you have anything worrying you, open up to whoever you are close to. Not to be having a dubious thing. You want that? Am I God to know? Only God has given me discernment spirit. I'll be able to design what you are doing. I will not tell you. Is it until I tell you? Because I've done a lot of work before I'm able to know. But is it good that? Is it good that in that way? Why not come up and say, oh, this is my issue? We will be able to reason together and do everything together. That is why we are having problem in this world. We don't need to have problem. Problem is not for us. How do we feel at peace with our life? There are 9 ways we feel at peace. Focus your attention on those things you can control. But just as I said the other time, and also spend time in nature, yes. Be true to yourself, yes. Mind what you eat. Mind what you eat. Sometimes we eat a lot because I've seen somebody eating jollof rice, eating a lot. I want to go and eat. Why your stomach doesn't want it? But then start purging now, cause a lot of commotion. You will see yourself landing yourself in the hospital or being sick. What you can eat it to your own satisfaction, not to what somebody's eat. I want to, because that person is doing that. It's wrong. Exercise yourself regularly. Yes, we should be exercising ourselves for good health. That is why the moderator said I smile. I must smile because that's the only area I can remove every stress, remove everything I'm hearing, of which I don't want to make myself happy. I must smile. And when you smile, you have removed tension from you. You have removed sickness from you. You have removed trouble from you. You have removed calamity from you. You have removed negativity from you, and you will be happy. Tell me, why would that person not more than 100 years? So what I would try to say, we should try as much as avoiding all those things that will cause commotion, that will cause confusion, that will cause problem. That's what the UN is also actually buying on it. I'm buying on it truly. In that SDG 16, it covers emphasis that all forms of violence should be eliminated. Just as I said, eliminating violence. Let us live a peaceful life. We are together. When we live a peaceful life, we can come together and reason together and love ourselves, appreciate ourselves. 16, the importance of SDG goals. He said, provide access to justice for all, for justice for all. Build effective accountability, inclusive institution at all levels. Accountability only comes when you are being open to yourself, you are open to people, they see what you are doing. You'll be able to account well. But when you are not open, you will find it difficult to account the resources given to you. It is only when you are open, people are seeing it. Then what you don't need to even give account, Papa, because they know what you are doing. It's okay. You will not hide. It is when you are hiding things that, okay, since you are leaving office, you must give to the next person. Will you just be in that office forever? No. That is why accountability is very crucial. The same thing at the end of the period, we are going to give account of whatever we are doing now. If we are doing it right, it's blessing. God will bless us. If we are not doing it right, we will not be blessed. That means another wahala again. The wahala you are seeing in this country now is even smaller than the one at the end of the period. Why not be doing things good so that everybody will see your transformation and accept God, that God you are serving, I want to serve the same God. But whenever you are doing all those things that are avoid, things that are not moral, all those areas, you cause a lot of commotion. Like SDG 16 plus, it said, no SDG can be implemented in isolation from others. Look at that. What is SDG 16 plus is saying? You cannot isolate. You must click with people. This one is mandate. We are giving total mandate and we must do it. You don't call yourself SDG, you are compliant, and you are not allowing people to cooperate with you or come to you. You want to own that place alone. You cannot do it alone. It's not possible. It will cause quarrels. It will cause violence, cause a lot of bitterness, which you cannot stand it. So what are we trying to do? The same thing, we are giving targets, a target. We have SDG target 16. Yes, about they significantly reduce all forms of violence and related death rates everywhere. Look at that. We should reduce it, because when violence comes, that rate also will increase. They don't want it. They don't want such. That's why they are telling us now, and we are passing the message now. They are also telling us in SDG 16 target number 2, so also telling us that we should end abuse. We should also end exploitation. We should end trafficking. We should all form of violence against us, against our children, or torture. We should end it. We don't need to. If God should torture us the way we are torturing our children, tell me who will survive it? We will not. So we only need some dialoguing. Any situation, any confusion, any area that require treatment, it requires dialoguing. We are more than that level. Look at this epidemic. It's supposed to show us this COVID. It's supposed to teach us a lesson for transformation, for change, so that things will also change. We don't want this COVID. We don't want it. It is we that is causing it, and it will be over if we make up our mind. Everybody unite together and work. It will be over. We also told in SDG, the target 16, that we should do what? You should promote the rule of law at the national and international level. Promote it to ensure equal access to justice for all. Look at that. Equal access.
Professor Charles, that was wonderful. Love your spirit, love your energy, love your passion, love your stamina, and love the fact that you have been reiterating time and time again that we need to walk in love. People need to walk in love. We need to be in unity. We need to throw out negativity. We need to respect nature. We need to meditate. We need to exercise. We need to eat sensibly, and we need to partner for all the various different SDGs if we want to make this world a beautiful place. And I can see your motto at the back: peace and unity, God and humanity. If we have to reach over there, this is the only way. My God, what power thoughts. A big salute to you, Professor Dr. Charles. You were amazing. And I was just blown out. And I thought to myself, no negativity, not even a little bit of negativity henceforth. So thank you so much. Absolutely wonderful, absolutely amazing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, before I invite our next speaker, I would like to talk to you about something which is very, very important. Some insights about the Golden Book of Earth. So, respected educators, my friends, ambassadors, excellencies, honorables, the Golden Book of the Earth will comprise the research, innovations, experience, stories, articles by the 101 great educators who have inspired the world. It will be the Wikipedia of knowledge. And in these tough times of the pandemic, educators all over the globe are putting in their best to provide education to every learner despite various hurdles. It is the first Golden Book on the Earth, describing the expressions of the educators, which will make history, which will be published by International PR and Research Publishing House of the International Internship University at UK. It's a great opportunity for each one in the sector of education, the educators, the principals, the change makers, the teachers, the edu leaders, to express themselves. Be the change that you wish to see in the world by sending your nomination. By sending your nomination. And when is the last date? The last date you need to grab this opportunity fast. And the last date for this is for the submission, 20th September 2021. Today is the 3rd. You have 17 days more, my lovely friends from all over the globe, 17 days more. So just grab this opportunity and send in your nomination for the Golden Book of the Earth. The decision of the reviewing committee will be final and irrevocable. Yes. And now, after that bit of information and news, let's move on to our next speaker, a lovely young lady very sweet, very charming. I can see her beaming, all the way from India, I think, Navleen Kaur Mehta. Hello, Navleen. How are you?
Thank you, Alka. I'm fine. Thank you for the great honor and your kind words. I'm doing good. You tell, how are you?
I'm fine. I mean, meeting all of you from all over the globe gives me a different kind of it's a very euphoric feeling. So I'm enjoying myself and I hope you're enjoying yourself too.
Oh, yes. I'm mesmerized by the way you speak. Lots to learn from you.
No, and I'm learning from all of you, let me tell you that. So your views on Sustainable Development Goal number 17, I think?
Yes, that's right. Okay, so let me just introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Navleen Kaur Mehta from India. I'm an award winner storyteller, value education trainer, and a motivational speaker. My vision in life is to inculcate values in young minds to transform them into a capable individual and a global citizen. And that is the need of the hour. And yes, this young generation is our future. I would like to ponder my thoughts on goal number 17, that is strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development that aims to strengthen and streamline cooperation between countries, both developed and developing, using SDGs as a shared framework and a collaborated vision for achieving the goals. It calls for aligning policies in the pursuit of the 17 goals. Achieving sustainable development cannot be done by a single organization or a government alone. Partnerships are an essential dimension to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, that are the SDGs. The SDGs can only be realized with strong global partnerships and cooperation. While humanitarian crises brought on by conflict or natural disasters continue to demand more financial resources and aid, many countries also require official development assistance to encourage growth and trade. The world is more interconnected than ever. Improving access to technology and knowledge is an important way to share ideas and foster innovation. Coordinating policies to help developing countries manage their debt, as well as promoting investment for the least developed, is vital for sustainable growth and development. Promoting international trade and helping developing countries increase their exports is all part of achieving a universal rules-based and equitable trading system that is fair and open and benefits all. It is surprising to note that there is yet significant and great progress to be made in the field of SDG 17. What is even more striking is that the countries of strong and established economic importance fare worse than countries of weaker economic stability. Without making remarkable progress in SDG 17, it will be almost impossible to achieve the other 16 goals. Keeping that in mind, it is surprising to see that the lack of progression from countries that otherwise lead the way in accomplishment of the SDG. A reason for that could be the structure of the goal itself. It calls for countries that are more well off to assume a larger responsibility that could mean leading coherent policy development, supporting capacity building in developing countries, or improving access to sustainable and cleaner technologies for emerging countries. It has become the need of the hour, especially now in the wake of a world emerging from a global pandemic where collaboration and linkage between and within the countries have receded to an all-time low. Collaboration is really the key for the achievement of any goal, because SDGs do not represent in any way a set of individualized goals, but rather a collection of goals where an action on one goal will have an effect on the others in a myriad way. To disrupt the cycles at work that have made the SDGs a necessity, it is now also necessary to disrupt the ways in which we work together to achieve a system change. As we all know, SDGs are not just 17 square boxes, rather they have to work with each other in balance. Finally, I would say, let's all come together, help like-minded individuals and organizations the way we are today, and form a partnership for the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and work towards achieving them and reap the benefits of a world living and working together for a better tomorrow. Let's tap into our hidden potential and unleash ourselves in making the world a better place. Peace is within, and believe you me, any positive action does create ripple effects, and that's how the transformation will happen. To end it, I would like to sing something. We got the whole world in our hands. 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 We've got the earth and the water in our hands. We got the mountain and the valleys in our hands. We got the oceans and the rivers in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. Thank you.
Wow, I love that. We got the whole world in our hands. Beautiful. And what you said, I mean, it just touched my heart. Beautifully presented, very articulate, and with a smile on the face, and a lot of passion was visible when you were speaking. So I think when we speak from the heart with a lot of passion, it makes all the more sense. And suddenly, you know, you're reminded of your part of, you know, what you can do to make the world a better place to live in. And it's not too much, but peace is certainly from within. And if the peace is within, we'll be able to spread it more, because there'll be less of negativity inside us. So that was marvelous, Navneet. I mean, I loved it. And the fact that that song at the end, I think that was the icing on the cake. So fantastic. And thank you so much. You were amazing.
Thanks a lot, Alka, and thank you, Ms. Nada and Mr. Piyush, for giving me the platform. And of course, at the last moment, thanks a lot for the opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Dear Alka, today I know that she's a young motivator, and today I call Naveen to join us because I want everybody to see who is she, what she knows. So thank you, Naveen, for your great speech and for a great song. See you next time soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nada, do we move forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I would like to invite now from Morocco, you know, the land of the Medinas. I would like to invite our friend, Miss Laila. So Miss Laila, I have seen you. So if you could come on video, and if you could unmute yourself, say hello to us and begin your presentation. Miss Laila? Nada, I saw her.
Yes, she was here whole time. But we lost her.
Okay.
No, she is here. Lila, she is
there.
here.
That's why I called her out. Laila, can you hear us? Miss Laila. All right, can we just have on the accreditations, you know, let's give everybody a sneak peek of all the different accreditations that IIU has and will be having, you know. So if we could have a look at that video, Team IIU, it would be nice. And in the meantime, I'm sure Miss Laila will get ready. Thank you.
Join us to make a difference in the orbits of education. We are the change. We are IIU. Are you a K-12 school offering a top quality education? Are your students getting global exposure? Is experiential learning and innovation a part of your curriculum? Are your teachers internationally certified educators? Are you able to identify your learners' potential and expose them to compete globally? If the above questions do not sound optimist, then the clock has struck to get accredited and affiliated by IIU. You think of strategies, training, competitions, we offer it. You want to interact with an expert team of educators, we possess it. You want to be exposed to learning at a global platform? If yes, you have embarked at the right destination. IIU's International School Accreditation Board. Let's put some light over accreditation, what it is. Why do we need it? Simply put, accreditation is value. In today's challenging world, it is extremely important that institutes or schools be accredited, and approved with the institutes, meet certain standards. Accreditation assures employers that the graduates of an accredited institute are ready to face challenges and rigors of the modern world. The students who graduate from accredited institutes and schools have access to enhanced opportunities and employment and global mobility. Iiu accreditation affiliation has no bars for any boards like state boards, CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, IB. Iiu accreditation affiliation has created an arena for learners across the various countries and continents throughout the globe. What are you waiting for? Apply now. Iiu's International School Accreditation Board.
So I hope that gave you an idea of how the work is going on in full swing, and the fact that Iiu is really working towards reaching out to every part of the world by making the educational system totally different, very unconventional, very different from what it already is. So you are already experiencing the change, and soon there's going to be a huge change, because now we are all in this together because we are the change makers. So my lovely friend Nada, whom do I invite next? Do we have Miss Laila ready now? Miss Laila from Morocco, are you ready?
She's here.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, I'm fine. How are you? Sorry, okay, I was just something here because here, you know, at home. Okay, just you give me 3 minutes just to be connected from my computer, right? Because I want to share my screen.
Okay,
yes.
So you would need some time?
Yeah, just 2 minutes. No more time. Just I'm connecting from my mobile, from my laptop.
Okay, okay. In the meantime, Nada, can we check out our speakers if they're there?
Yes, I'm checking, Alka. I'm checking
Okay.
here. A few have network connections, network problems, but I'm still checking. From one lady, we get a video, but we can't show it now here. I will put it in the groups and everybody can see the video.
Okay.
Yes, but after Laila, we can open a discussion because we have here today many participants. Maybe there are some questions because today is our final day, and not only about the topics today. Maybe
they wish to say something. I think
yes,
it
yes,
they wish to say
something.
something.
Maybe some also now I want to please invite everybody to join us, to join our Facebook page, LinkedIn page, and also all women here in the chat. You can join us in the Entrepreneurs Women's group. And tomorrow is a convocation, is a council for women's entrepreneurship. So please join us tomorrow. Here we put a link on the Zoom, and it will be our pleasure. You are all called for tomorrow. Then after tomorrow,
please inform the
after tomorrow, we also started at Sunday on 5, a big first international climate change conference, and it will be 5 days. So Iiu is never stopping. We are always acting
on the move.
That is why we also repeat, let's grow together. Yes, let's learn, act, and grow together. You are all welcome to Iiu's big family. Please join us tomorrow Woman, please join the group. Men, you will also join us tomorrow on the Zoom. There, Lila. Also here are many our great members from IIU. They were every day monitoring, listening, and arguing in our conference. Professor Charles first, he will talk every day in every minute. Dr. Elizabeth, thank you for your great thoughts, what you write every day. Our Dr. Ward from USA and many Cynthia, all our big, great members of IIU and our new members and they who will join us. I hope so, because these days you see what IIU is. Our Layla, are you ready?
She's ready.
Layla. Did we lose our Layla again? Please mute yourself. I will mute everybody.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah, probably do that.
Okay, there is also our jury every day here listening, arguing. So I don't want to mention people name by name, but Ambassador Bios, please
Yes, ma'am. Very good evening, one and all. I am thankful to entire the team of IIU for providing wonderful opportunity to take part in International SDG Conclave Conference 2021. Especially I thank you co-founder Dr. Piyush Pandit sir and country director Kotaria Nada Rakovic and SDG HOD Kalyani B. Rao and entire all the team to providing wonderful platform and sharing the different knowledge and different challenges for problem solving to unite the entire globe in a single platform. Thank you very much for providing one wonderful opportunity. Thank you, IIU, being a IIU ambassador and educationist at IIU. Thank you very much.
We know, I'm sure that you adore IIU. Every year sentences IIU, mine also. We are here on this big stage. Thank you, IIU. Thank you. Now let's check, is our Layla now audible?
Layla?
Because I check here the speakers, we don't have another Layla. She's only here.
Yes. Yes. Can I share my screen, please? No.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You have to, remove one device.
Yes. One from my mobile phone. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Can you come closer? It's very feeble, your voice. It's not very audible.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yes, now it is. Now it is.
Okay. Yes, can you make me share my screen, please?
Ms. Laila, you would have to, use only one device. Otherwise, there will be noise.
Yes. Okay, I did. I just did. Yeah. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, that's better.
Yes, okay. I want to share my screen. Can you let me, please?
Yes.
Am I able to? Okay. Hello, how are you? Warm greeting from Morocco. Again, with you, okay, teacher Leila Taik from Morocco. And I am very happy to be with you. I heard all the educators and the keynote speakers from all over the world. So glad to hear about the two very important sustainable development goals that are the goal number, the goal of peace and justice and how to achieve them. As
I think we lost her again.
Yeah, I think so too.
Alka?
Yeah.
In the meantime,
can we play the video? We have
yes, Mr. Piyush
do that.
video.
So I will just talk about the video and then we will have it.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, they say that leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. Mr. Piyush Pandit, the charming co-founder of IIU, the COO, a true leader who shows the way, but never stands in front of the pack. Altruistic, realistic, pragmatic, he's a visionary who is on a mission to provide lifelong learning opportunities for all, to strive, to seek, to share, and never to yield. And most important, he is a human being extraordinary.
Hello,
Yes.
Ms. Alka. I'm still having the chance to present. Do you see my screen?
Your voice is, I mean, we cannot really hear your voice. So if you could get it rectified,
is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes.
You have, dear Leila, you have two devices. Please, you must work with only one.
I closed that device. Now I am connecting from my laptop. Is it
okay?
Clear?
Let's try again and then, please.
Is my screen okay? Shareable? Is it You see my screen?
Yes, now we see your screen.
It is visible.
Okay, so I told, as I presented myself last time, I am educator teacher. I've been working SDG for several years with my students. I said the last time when I was the keynote speaker on the gender equality, that gender equality, how to achieve all the empowerment of a girl or a lady is the key is in education. Same, I concentrate on education since I'm an educator. So what is partnership? Let's just make things easy. A partnership is an arrangement where parties cooperate to advance in their mutual interest to achieve their goals. So how can that achieved and make students know what are these things? Okay. Second, how do we implement the sense of partnership in early childhood and care and education? So by means of physical activity and diverse play among peers with different abilities, the meaning of partner is the students or the kids together go on working partnerships and in small groups, developing positive social and emotional. So It's not really we talk about partnership in the whole sense, but let's implement them in the early childhood for educators as students. Sorry. So why education is crucial to achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 17 is the collaboration, partnership for the goal. For my experience as an educator, I did a lot of collaboration with educators from all over the world using technology, make them know other cultures. So here there are other some values that students gain by knowing the cultures of the others, their values, the acceptance, and how we live together in life. So quality education allows engagement with organizations and individuals working on various topics that relate to the global goals with international support, effective and targeted capacity building activities allowing to implement all the SDGs, including North-South, South, and triangular cooperation. So the cooperation on or collaborations and partnerships just be starting with the learner from the class using technology. We use connecting platforms. It's good for them here. The students develop how to partner, how to have a partner, how to deal with the partner. It starts from hearing, from working in a group, but with the of course the technology. So it's here now in primary education, another level. At this level, creative collaboration can be promoted through games, designing projects. Here I'm talking about the project-based learning. It's to implement values of partnership. Later in life, learners communicate their ideas, voice their opinions, and work with others to solve problems. Here we talk about problem solving. So it's the one of the 21st century skills, thus showing sensitivity to others' needs and feelings. Here I'm again focusing on the SEL, social emotional learning. It is a very effective 21st century skill that we should implement in our learners. Last thing, because here, very important here to talk about education. How can we deal with youngsters to implement in this partnership? Understandable development is developed at this stage, including knowledge about current inequalities, poverty, and environmental degradation. The key role that partnership play as a means to achieve it is promoted, thus creating the right environment for creative collaboration and teamwork, designing many projects to support, take action, and help in achieving the SDGs. Here, this is my slide that I find very important just for the educators. How can we deal with them? What are the pedagogical resources, the ideas, and some multimedia educational resources? So partnership, why matter? Why does SDG matters? And as partners, what do we would need to do to achieve the agenda and ensure the resources needed are effectively mobilized and monitored? The United Nations matters. These resources aim to develop students' awareness, understanding of the United Nations system and issues it tackles. It has 5 lessons that can be used together or independently. Some ideas that are very important, and I use them also. I wanted to include some pictures of the students, but you need some permission. Get connected, and I have also a project, my project of cultural exchange and global citizenship. So we do a partnership with other countries, other schools from other countries here for students become a global citizen. So how to care for the earth. They can just draw, write a story, storytelling, and all these to know that the other students from the other countries are kind of we are all the same. We should care for each other. We are learners, and we this is how we the sustainable development goals in a whole. And I think that the last one, goal number 17, is summing up all the goals. We can work on them and on environment, on the gender equality, on quality of education, all by doing. And thank you, the International Internship University, for giving me the chance to share with you my ideas and my opinion. Thank you, Mrs. Alka, for your nice monitoring, and Nada. Take care.
Thank you, Mrs. Laila, for your presentation. Now I see that one of our speakers is here, and we will call him Dr. Boniface Obare from Botswana.
Dr. Boniface, all the way from Botswana. Can we have you, please? And we would like to listen to your views. Please unmute yourself and speak. Dr. Boniface from Botswana. Nada, I don't think he's here.
I see him, but I think he didn't hear us.
Dr. Boniface, are you there? From Botswana. Nada, I don't see him.
Okay, I see Boniface. Okay, let's go further. Let's look.
Can we have the video of the founder, please? I talked about him earlier, so if you could have his video now. Yes.
Piyush Pandit was born on 27th July 1987 in Pratapgarh, Uttar Pradesh, in a middle-class family. Piyush Pandit is that name who is recognized by his multiple work genres: an international social activist, award-winning social worker, serial entrepreneur, and founder of SBP Global. He has determined his destiny by having trust in him and Almighty God. Piyush Pandit is a diligent and passionate social worker committed to serve the humanity. Piyush Pandit has played a crucial role in crafting a team of volunteers and achieved global recognition as head of Swarna Bharat Parivar Trust, which span across more than 50 countries. he granted several live interviews and press conferences on rural development, access to justice, and the right to equality. Iiu-Isdgc is youth leader with extensive social work experience, political activism, and stellar entrepreneurial achievements. When you think of social work and changing the world by improving human experiences, Iiu-Isdgc Pandit comes to mind. He is proactively mentoring other social activists to encourage social activism and entrepreneurship around the world. He is working fiercely towards achieving United Nations Sustainable Goals in India and over the globe. Under the flawless leadership of Iiu-Isdgc Pandit, Swarna Bharat Parivar Trust was established. The organization strives to place the humanity at forefront and bringing back the human warmth which has lost due to busy modern life. They are fighting to ensure ending poverty, unemployment, and making society better for all. Rural India has been a focal point of Iiu-Isdgc, which gave birth to Help India Health Foundation. The social work continues